welcome. Oh, what a day today. What a day today in so many different facets. Today is the day that we get the schedule release for the Green Bay Packers, which is always nice. Always nice. So we got schedule release today for the Green Bay Packers. We have got, in addition to that, we have got some Brewers talk coming up. And we got some Bucks talk coming up. We've got Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network going to be joining us today as well. And yesterday, a lot of consternation over on the NFL Network about the divisiveness and the angst that exists between both the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Ian Rappaport, remember just a week and a half ago, is the one that when Paul Allen had made the comment about San Francisco, and I had put it out there, and then Ian Rappaport, one of the guys that kind of confirmed it and said, yeah, this kind of is what started the ball rolling, so to speak. So he is going to be joining us today, and he has been somebody that has had his sources. We'll get into that discussion coming up. But a lot to talk about. There's today, by the way, thanks to John Ewert over at Road America. I had a terrific time there yesterday. It was fantastic. It was so cool. And if you're a race fan, even if you're not, it doesn't matter. But regardless, some really cool new things up at Road America. And today at 11 o'clock, they are making an announcement in conjunction. If you are in, you may know what I'm talking about. I can't say anything beyond that, but they got somebody coming to town. So that's coming out today at about 11 o'clock. And in the meantime, you've got the Brewers last night. Freddie Peralta threw an absolute gem last night. He threw a gem. And, I know there's consternation over whether or not they should have or shouldn't have pulled him. And look, it doesn't matter. The offense sucks. Let's just call it what it is, okay? Right now, the offense in the month of May averaging under 3.1 runs per game. You're not going to win baseball games, my friends. You're just not going to. Their offense stinks right now. It just flat out stinks. I don't know how else to put it. It just does. And that, probably more so than anything, is more depressing because they are wasting some really, really, really good performances because they just simply can't hit the baseball. They just, and again, now the good news is the Cubs lost. They fell to Cleveland 3-2. Reds got beat yet again. Reds got beat by the Pirates. Reds are now under 500 at 16-17. The Pirates hanging tough. They get the win 7-2, and they're 15-20, just trying to hang around. And in the meantime, the Cardinals extend their lead over the Brewers. And yesterday, though, it just, Freddie Peralta, 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs. You can't do anything more than that. Now, Devin Williams could not throw strikes. He's usually pretty lights out, right? He's usually pretty lights out. I don't mind that move. But when you score 1 run, you're not going to win a lot of games anyway. But Devin Williams came in yesterday and just couldn't throw strikes. Couldn't throw strikes. He was right around. I mean, he didn't get the calls. I get it, because some of you I was watching Twitter last night just blow up, where he was just on the outside of the Fox tracks, just a little bit low, just a little bit outside, just a little bit inside. He was picking all over. He just couldn't get it over the plate in the corners. He just couldn't do it. Last night, he just didn't have it. So Williams comes in, and he gets the blown save. Hader comes in, throws a really clean inning. Fire Rising, same thing. And then Boxberger, it just kind of fell apart. It is what it is. So anyway, long story short, Brewers lose last night. But overall, I mean, you got Colton Wong, who's hitting the baseball. It was good to see Lorenzo Cain get a hit last night, but his average is still sitting at 188 on the season. Travis Shaw with a couple of knocks. His average is slowly creeping back into the positive direction. But Urias was 0 for 5. Pena was 0 for 3. Bradley Jr., who's sitting at 175. Think about the middle of your lineup. Urias, who you would expect to hit, and he isn't, hitting 202. Pena, behind the plate, he's like an automatic out. He's hitting 156. Jackie Bradley Jr., who is struggling so mightily, and I expected him to hit 235 to 255. I didn't think he'd hit another 260, 270, 280 season, but right now, Jackie Bradley Jr. hitting 175. That's the middle of your lineup. They were 0 for 12 last night. McKinney came in. He was 0 for 3. And obviously it goes on down from there. Pinch hitters, nobody. Just a tough night at the ball yard. 11 innings, a total of 6 hits and 1 run for the Milwaukee Brewers. And an error. And Lorenzo Cain on that throw to the plate, the run, it tied up, but you ended up putting your pitcher in a position late in the ball game in which instead of getting a force play with a guy on first, you ended up throwing to third and allowed runners to advance. You ended up with a second and third rather than first and third, and the possibility of a force out. Just mental mistakes, and these are the things that really don't go in the record books. They don't go statistically speaking, as far as errors and such. But just a bad play in the outfield last night too. So anyway, it was just not a great night at the ball yard. Not at the ball yard. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. If you want to give us a shout, by all means do so. So the Brewers ended up falling last night. In the meantime, you got the Bucks, and the Bucks, they did what you expected them to do. They got a win last night. They bounced back. It was good because it was a win after a back-to-back in which they had to travel back from San Antonio the night before. So you take it, right? Sure you do. But here's the one thing about it. Last night, the 114-102 win, while it looks like a really good win, there were moments last night where, again, they were flat-footed defensively. They were kind of the defense at times just looks like it's stagnant or non-existent, or like they take their foot off the gas. And I said this today. I was on with Dave Carney. I do things with him on Wednesdays at our station in La Crosse on WKTY. And I was saying this morning. I said, look, we all know when you get to the postseason, it's a half-court game. It's a half-court game in the postseason. And if you're going to stand around flat-footed and you're first of all, we all know what the defensive prowess is going to be of every opponent. It's going to be stop Giannis and everybody else beat you. Okay? We know that, right? Nick Nurse gave you the blueprint for that years ago. But if you can't defend better than what you're playing right now, either one, the end of the season, the back-to-back, the travel starting to fatigue you, in which case maybe you go with load management. Or two, you're just lethargic and lazy. Pick one. Because there's just time like the defense just goes away. PJ Tucker, I love PJ Tucker and I love Drew Holiday. They always have hands moving. They're always right there. Giannis, he'll bang bodies down low. But sometimes I'm looking, I'm like, Chris Middleton's waving an arm, I watched Dante DiVincenzo, and he's a real hustler usually. But last night, a couple of times, he gets his feet crossed up. It's just, what are they doing? So then the question becomes, do you believe that this Bucks team is indeed finals bound? Do you think they're going to be finals bound? So we'll get into that discussion coming up today as well. Patrick Baldwin Jr., by the way, one of the top prospects in the country, has chosen to go to UWM. That's the rumor that's floating around. Did that actually happen? Did he choose UWM for sure? Holy mackerel. I mean, he was getting recruited by Duke and everybody else. Yeah, he is. It's official. Patrick Baldwin Jr. going to UWM. How about that? That's huge. That's huge. I mean, that gives UWM legitimacy. And maybe, and I know when that announcement is made, or has been made now, I know when that announcement was made, the first thing everybody thought of was hearkening back to, say, the Bruce Pearl era, the Sweet 16 run, the excitement that was not only in the city of Milwaukee, but it absorbed the state because it was an underdog. It was a Horizon League team. It was a team that's not supposed to be there. This is if he does for UW Milwaukee what UW Milwaukee did years ago in getting to the Sweet 16, that is the equal almost of what Loyola Chicago has done the last few years. You're not supposed to be there. But there you go. Hey, there's another thing going on in our world that's scary. I'm serious scary. Do you know what it is? And this has nothing to do with sports. Well, it kind of has something to do with sports because it goes together with sports. Does anybody know what's going on out there right now that is so incredibly scary in our world? Anybody? Raise your hand if you know. Chicken wings. Chicken wings. Apparently, there's some kind of a shortage. And I saw a couple of restaurants put out yesterday, and my favorite place in the whole world where if I'm going to eat wings, I'm going to go to Stenny's. I love Stenny's. They got the best wings. They're like Barry Bonds wings. They're like on steroids. They're huge. And it's the best wings I've ever had. I'm telling you, hands down, best wings I've ever had. They put out a post yesterday. Wing night is no more. The 75-cent wing night, no more. And my heart sank. I'm like, what? And so I started reading it. There's a shortage of suppliers and manufacturing plants because of COVID, because of restrictions, because of fuel, because of everything else that's going on. There's a chicken wing shortage. I'm not kidding. So you're starting to see some of these restaurants say, yeah, we're not doing the chicken wing nights anymore. Chicken wing shortage has Milwaukee restaurants raising prices and now limiting quantities. Their post yesterday, it saddens us to announce that we can no longer sustain the price of chicken. A national chicken shortage right now due to many circumstances that include Texas's polar vortex that wiped out chickens, to factories not having enough employees. How about that? We are sitting in a world right now, my friends, with a lot of dumbass people running our country, seriously, where it pays you more not to work. I mean, the pandemic's over. Find a new cause. People got to go back to work. Restaurants can't find employees. Manufacturing can't find employees. Everybody wants to sit home and do nothing because they're getting paid more money to stay home. So you can't find employees to process meat. You can't find jobs anymore. You can't find employees for these jobs anymore. Prices are going through the roof. So they say in order to continue to serve wings, we have to do so with the market pricing. 75 wing night is sadly also canceled. So wings, 8 wings now, 8 wings, 8 wings. Hang on, 8 wings, $13. 16 wings, $26. 24 wings, $39. Holy crap. Can you believe that? And that's average. So if you like wings and you see a restaurant with cheap wings right now, you best get out and get them. Stuff, you'll go real. Because the price of chicken's going through the roof. 8 wings, $13. Holy crap. And you cannot get quantities larger than 24 anymore because of the shortage of wings. That's unbelievable. Chicken going through the roof. People are being paid to stay home. Let's see here. People are being paid to stay home. Gas is over almost $3 now. It was $2.94 up the street from my house today. What the hell is the world coming to? And all within, 6 months. It was good to see today, though, some of the stores that I normally frequent. Now, they no longer have the mask mandate signs out front. Fauci is now saying that, oh, by the way, the masks may not be good for people. It's after the fact. Nobody knows what the hell's going on anymore. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. That broke my heart. That broke my heart when I saw that. I mean, that's man, oh man. So when it comes to our sports, our chicken wings, we sit down at our local pubs. We do wings. That's what we do. Wings, beer, maybe some garlic bread or something, dipping sauce. That's what we do. And now, because you can't find anybody to work in the factories anymore. because everybody's getting paid to stay home. Thank you, the large load of dumbassery that's running our governments. 877-867-1670. Let's do this. We'll step away. We'll take a quick break and regroup. But what a day, huh? What a day. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Ian Rappaport coming up at 12:15 Central Time today. Hang in there for that. More of the Bill Michaels Show is next.
Ready? This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Anytime you talk about unemployment and jobs not being filled, you always get that one person goes, well, maybe they should pay a living wage. Now, I hope you're talking about factory jobs and manufacturing jobs. Most of those do. Depends on what your level of living is. But this whole thing about fast food restaurants and waitressing and such paying living wages, stop it. You know what we've raised today? A whole society of kids that are going to school. First of all, college kids aren't even going to college. So they're living in mom and dad's basement. They don't need the money right now. They don't have to go out and waitress and serve and all that kind of stuff. They don't do that. They're not doing that. The work ethic in this country sucks. If you didn't get something, it's because you didn't earn it. In today's day and age, everybody's getting a trophy because they show up. Period. I don't want to hear about the living wage stuff anymore. Nobody said you're going to end up buying a mansion and riding around in a Bentley because you serve fries at McDonald's. That's there for kids that want to learn how to have responsibility, how to be able to work with a team, how to be able to save money, with the value of money. Stop. This is a candy-ass country. And it's because people are sticking their hand out saying, well, just give me more. I don't want to do anything. Give me more. That's what we've raised. Everybody wants to be a podcast superstar. Everybody wants to be Jersey Shore, housewives in New York, and you don't want to work for anything. You don't want to do anything. Then let life pass you by the wayside, and you end up in the gutter. I don't want to hear about your living. If you need to get two jobs, get two jobs. My dad works 60 hours a week. Do I want to do that? No. But I work my ass off. I know that. I know that I'm up until 2 and 3 in the morning at times, trying to put things together, trying to work on certain projects, trying to write emails, send things. It's just what you do. You know what's funny? I put out for an internship for this program to work here in the house, in the home studio. And all people have to do is book some guests and run the audio video equipment. I didn't get one college student that wanted to do it because they weren't getting paid. It's an internship that goes towards credits toward your education. Not one. They want to be paid. And then I had 2 of them ask me, well, when do I go on the air? Shut the hell up. That's what I'm saying. The work ethic sucks. And you know who's at fault? Parents. Parents are. Look yourself in the mirror. And if you're one of the people whining for living wages, that means you're teaching your kids to whine as well. Good God. There's always one. There's always, well, it doesn't pay a living wage. There's always one. There is always one that's going to stir the pot, that's going to cry and look for a handout, and they want to be paid buku bucks to do a menial job. And now, I will say this, I do not believe that you should walk around with $150,000 worth of educational debt. I think that's a joke. But there's a happy medium in there somewhere. And I think I also think companies that require you to have a college degree, go get an associate's degree, and then companies should pay for your college education after the fact. If you're requiring that for whatever reason, then the last 2 years of college you should pay for or reimburse. I don't know. I'm on a soapbox. I shouldn't even do that. It's not sports related. I don't want to have life come crashing through the door. And it's done that because one person pissed me off this morning. How are we looking today? Good? 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. This is from Mark. Mark, I love you, man. Thank you for sending me the email. I'm not going to get political. I'm not going to do it. I've already done my rant. I'm going to step away. I get it, but I'm going to step away. I have to. Can't do it. This is Suntan Sally. Says, been teaching my kids for a long time the value of money, and I make them get part-time jobs. My son cuts grass in the neighborhood. My daughter just started waitressing at a local restaurant. She comes home with cash. I've taught her how to save. I appreciate the rant. I think more parents need to teach their kids to go out and earn a buck rather than giving it to them. She goes on to say, my daughter is looking forward to stockpiling her cash over the summer because a lot of restaurants here in the Madison area cannot find servers to help. Therefore, they have extra hours. My daughter just last week made $796 cash. Really? I'm going to have to go to work there. That's what I'm saying. $796 cash in tips. That's serious jack right there. People don't want to work for that, though. Service industry's going to hell. 877-867-1670. If you want to chime in, do it. Mark says the Bucs are going to be a flash in the pan again. This team doesn't play any defense. I watched last night in disgust, had to turn it off, even though they got the win. It was a bad performance. That's what I was saying. Do you think they're going to be a finals-bound team? Do you think they have that capability in them? Delta Dave says 50% at the ballpark, 50% at the arena. I'm looking forward to it. They're starting some job fairs in Green Bay. Do you think they're going to have full capacity at Lambeau Field? That's the NFL's thought, that they're going to have full capacity at Lambeau Field. So I'm hoping. And so, by the way, the Packers, it looks like, are going to be on the road the first week of the season. They're going to be on the road to take on New Orleans. And the games that are out there right now is some of the primetime games. You got the Detroit Lions are coming to town. New Orleans on the road, then the Detroit Lions coming to town. That looks like it's going to be an ESPN game. You got Pittsburgh coming to town October 3rd. The Washington football team is coming to town on October 24th. Then you got Seattle is going to be at Lambeau Field on November 14th. The Rams are coming to town. The Bears, that's going to be a Sunday night game on December 12th. And then Christmas Day this year. The NFL is playing on Christmas Day. The Cleveland Browns are going to be at Lambeau Field. And then to round out the season, January 2nd, the Minnesota Vikings, that is an NBC game, Sunday Night Football. So the Packers getting a lot of primetime coverage. We'll see if that remains. I mean, it's going to remain, but we'll see if whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to be there and be a part of it. And that's the scary thought in all of this. Don't forget, coming up today at about 12:15, Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network is going to join us. He'll be here. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. If you want to hit us up, do it. Would love to hear from you. My buddy Chris says, hallelujah, where's the Tylenol? This is from Steve, who says, heading for the Brewers game tomorrow, tailgate or hit a local establishment beforehand? We usually tailgate. Steve, do whatever you normally do. If you are going to hit up a local establishment, there's a lot of good ones around the stadium. I've said all along, Stenny's is a tremendous place, and they are struggling. They are inside Milwaukee. They have been one of those businesses very, very hard hit. But you can stop there. They have food other than the wings that you can certainly get, which are fantastic, including, by the way, the Bill Michaels garlic cheese bread. And they have shuttles to the game if you want to do that. So you've got some options there. Kinger says, how about that? Jordan Love and Taysom Hill, week 1. I know. Not what you were hoping for. 877-867-1670. Paul says, keep it up. What's great about your show is it's not 100% sports. Get up, go to work, and be positive. Not part of the problem. Both of my kids have worked from 12 on. Both are adults and self-employed and killing it. The world is at their feet. If you open your eyes, keep it up. And you know what? My son is the same way. My son has been a workaholic and moneyaholic since the age of 12. And then when he went to work at 14 at Cops, he started working at the age of 14 at Cops, serving ice cream, serving burgers, and worked his way through that. And he has been a money kid ever since. Paid for his own college. And when it was funny, because I was telling the story just the other day when his mom and I went to pay the final payment of college, he had paid it off. We didn't even know he had paid it off. He's just that kind of kid. He just learned the value of money early, which great because I was terrible with money early on in my life. I was awful. I was one of those kids. My dad gave me everything. I mean, I worked, don't get me wrong, but if I needed something for athletics of any type, whatever the best was, my dad bought for me. And I never really valued money the way I do or did all the way through my 20s and into my early 30s. And then I finally got it. I woke up. And now, I'm kind of, putting all this stuff back together, so to speak. But my son has been a money hungry kid. And as a matter of fact, him and his fiance put off their marriage because they weren't quite sure that they could pay for everything. And I mean, I offered to pay and they didn't want to do that. So I got the venue and such for them. I got a couple things for them, but they didn't want to do it. They wanted to be able to do it on their own. And both of them are just really hardworking, good people. And so very proud of that. And I think it all goes with, and his mother was more that way than I was, but I think it all goes that way. I really do. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. You want to hit us up? Feel free to go ahead and do so. This one is Jack. Jack writes in the email inbox. He says, Brewers wasted another great performance last night. What the hell is up with the offense? Somebody needs to be fired, whether it's the hitting coach, Craig Counsell, or Mark Attanasio needs to sell the team because he's just not bringing in the right guys. Let's not get crazy. Well, let's deal with that when we come back. Stay tuned. We got more of the Bill Michaels Show next.
This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Resume 5 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 4 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny shit. I don't care who you are, right there. Oh my God. Why is it every time you have an opinion, people always go, you're the get off my lawn guy? Yeah, get the fuck off my lawn. I got nice grass. I worked my ass off to make my lawn nice. That's right. I don't have dandelions. I cut it. I trim it. My house looks nice. It's a show place in the goddamn neighborhood. So get the fuck off my lawn. You better believe it.
Phil Michaels will resume in 2 minutes.
Right? Hey, everybody on the live stream. I know you can hear it. The mic's on. It's not going out over the air, though. There we go. Well, there you go. So everybody gets a little insight right there. How about that? If you're listening in a business, my bad.
Phil Michaels will resume in 1 minute.
No. Tomorrow. Leaving tomorrow. Heading up tomorrow. Probably leaving. Depends on what time Kristen gets done. But when she gets, she's got conference calls and Zoom calls and stuff. But probably we're leaving here at between 4 and 5, I guess. And we'll get up to the hotel
Phil Michaels will
about
resume
8.
in 30 seconds.
And then set up for the show, and that way it's all ready to go come Friday morning when we do the broadcast. Yeah, but the entire set, everybody's going up. The entire set, all the cameras, everything, it's all going. Yeah, it'll need to go over there. Cool. Welcome back to the program, Bill Michaels Show. You know, here's the thing. When you watch on the Bud Light live stream, okay, over on YouTube and on Facebook, on Twitch TV and on Twitter, on Periscope, the one thing about the live stream is that the mic is always on. So over the air, for those of you listening on the radio, the mic, we go to commercial break. For the Bud Light live stream, the mic is always on. It's always on. And there are times where I forget about that. And so what happened was I forgot about that. And I got some friends here that are working on the house. And I started, we'll just say that I started using some colorful language. And suddenly the live stream feed, the chat feed blew up. And, well, you got a behind the scenes look at how I feel. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, I was dropping F-bombs like a sailor on shore leave. I was. But I was doing it in a sense of there's always somebody that has the get off my lawn comment. And I'm like, yeah. Get off of my lawn. I work hard. My house is a freaking show place right here in my neighborhood, man. I bust my ass to make sure that I don't have dandelions all flying around my yard and make sure that they don't blow into anybody else's yard if I do have one. I trim the yard. I cut the yard. I make sure that I don't have all the extra grass blowing out in the street and endanger motorcyclists or bicyclists. I pick up the dog poop. I make it look nice. Take a lot of pride in your home. What happened to work ethic and pride, for God's sake? So I do that. I just forgot the mic was on. There you go. So, for those of you listening on the Bud Light live stream, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Smokin' Jurgensen says, way to go, Bill. Way to go. You the man listening to us in Stratford. Thank you so much. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Now, I want to go back to the comment that was made prior to the break about fire the hitting coach, fire Craig Counsell, fire the owner. First of all, you're not going to get rid of the owner. And they have put money in the team. They brought in Colton Wong. They brought in Jackie Bradley Jr. And let's be honest, did you or I think for a minute that they were going to spend money this offseason after coming out of a season in which they had 0 fans in the stands? For a market that relies so heavily, like 70%, on the turnstiles to pay their employees and to pay their players. I mean, zero. I thought this would be a cutback year. And instead, they went out and actually spent money on Colton Wong, Jackie Bradley Jr., bringing in other pieces. And they've got a really good deal on Freddie Peralta. When you look at Freddie Peralta's salary for the contract he has, it was like 5 years, 20 million, 15, 20 million, something like that. I mean, for what he's dealing right now, that's a $15 million a year arm, and you're getting him at a bargain basement price. Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff. I mean, you've got, between Hader and Williams, you got some really devastating arms in this pen. And yeah, they went out and spent a little bit of money. Now, it's not panning out. That's not their fault. If you want to start somewhere, I guess you would start with the hitting coach and then work your way back from there. But right now, this is a team that has picked up where it left off from last year, and they are struggling mightily. This offense stinks. They're one of the worst in baseball, and they're stepping backward almost every day. So is it concerning? Hell yeah, it's concerning. No doubt about it, because you put a decent, I'm not talking a good, I'm talking decent offense together. And this team has probably 3 to 5 more wins, and they're sitting on top of the division still. So, yeah, it's bothersome, but I'm not going to start blowing. Why would you fire Craig Counsell? Craig Counsell's been nothing but fantastic for this club since he took over as the manager. Why in the world would you think of firing Craig Counsell? He can't go hit for guys. And as Jason put, why did Counsell pull out Freddie Peralta last night? He was dealing. Who cares? Your team scored 1 run. That, say it with me, sucks. It's terrible. You're averaging less than 3.2 per game. You need to average 4.2 runs per game to be successful continuously. 4.5 is about the average. You're so far below average. It's surprising they are where they are. But they are where they are because of the arms. If they could just put it all together. You counted on Lorenzo Cain to have a bounce back year. He's hitting 188. Right? Travis Shaw is 230. Urias is 202. Pena's 156. Jackie Bradley Jr. is 175. McKinney got off to a fast start. He's hitting 207. Vogelbach's hitting 192. Right? When you get a guy that hits above 230 and you're going, well, that's pretty good. That sucks. That's still bad. And yet you're pleased by it. You're pleased by it. Because everybody else is hitting so terribly. So I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but I will say this. If I'm Andy Haynes, Brewers hitting coach, I'm waking up in a cold sweat almost every night right now. Because this thing doesn't even look like it's going to get better anytime soon. Our buddy Steve out in Richfield says, amen, brother. I love the rant about the lack of parenting and how kids think they should get everything for nothing. The parents are teaching their kids one main thing, and that is they are entitled to whatever it is they want. I can't agree with you more about parenting and the biggest reason for the mamby-pamby society that we are becoming. I'm glad both my adult children work their asses off and getting their degrees from UW-Whitewater. I am so proud of both of them. I know that they will raise their children the same way. Let's give them all the participation trophy for just eating vegetables and how we look. There you go. Steve, you're the man. I don't get on rants very much, but every now and then it happens. It's not 110% sports all the time. Every now and then, just something will leak in. Whether, again, we got off on the parenting thing, and we got off on kids feeling entitled and everybody wanting a job and wanting something for nothing. But the real story today is the devastation of chicken wings. Make no mistake about it. Chicken wings. It's chicken wings. That's where I'm scared. because without chicken wings, I don't know what I'm going to do. Chicken wings are becoming scarce in America. You think there's lines outside of gas stations on the East Coast right now? Wait till chicken wings become scarce. You're going to see lines like that down at Stenny's. And what is Buffalo Wild Wings going to do? They just closing their doors? Todd says, what about Hooters? You don't go to Hooters for the food anyway. I mean, I'm sorry. The last time I went to Hooters for food, the wings had like fur on them. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like they still had the feathers, and they were bony. They were like they had not been fed. It's like these chickens were starved or something. It was bad. It wasn't good. Their burgers are pretty good, but I think the Hooters by me, I haven't been there in years, but the Hooters by me closed down. I don't even know if there's Hooters in the state of Wisconsin anymore. Are there? I know there's one when I go back to Cincinnati to see my kids and my dad. There's one right in Maryville, Indiana. I think that's the only one that I know of that's around anymore. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Brett says, I'm hoping I get my wings tonight. Hey, Almea? And hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. Almea, Almea, writes in and says, used to work for Hooters. The number one complaint was about the food. The food was never great. They could never find cooks that were really good in the back end of the kitchen. But the supply chain was not awesome either. I did not eat the food there. I usually went across the street to my local pub. Alameda. Appreciate it. Good stuff. 877-867-1670. Mark says, you can't go firing everybody just because this team's in a slump. They're going to pull out of it. I have a lot of faith. Now, let me ask you this, though. This team didn't hit the ball last year. Now, a lot of teams didn't, okay? But what happened last season in the 60-game season has lingered through this year. Do you call this a slump? I mean, I don't anymore. This team's not slumping. This team stinks offensively. You get bright spots every now and then you're going to get a couple of big hits. But the consistency of this team, no, they're not raking. They're not. And that's, I don't want to say, I think it's more scary than anything because you've got pitching. You've got good pitching, right? You've got good pitching. And right now, you've got a team, when it comes to OPS, the Milwaukee Brewers rank 27th in all of Major League Baseball. The three teams worse than them, Seattle, Pittsburgh, and Detroit. 660 OPS. That stinks. It stinks. 877-867-1670. Hit us up. Got a lot more to come. Stay tuned. More of the Bill Michaels Show is next.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Welcome back. Bill Michaels Show. Glad to have you. Steve wants to know, is it the Bud Light shirt? No, it says Chili Chili. This is actually from Cincinnati. Remember when they had the Dilly Dilly campaign? Dilly Dilly with Bud Light? Cincinnati's Skyline Chili came out with the Chili Chili shirt. So I ended up getting that. So there you go. That's it. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Hit us up. Love to hear from you. Love to hear from you. Got a lot of good stuff today. This one is, let's see here. Bill says, guy on second can't score. Wow, you can't bunt a guy over to third, then hit a fly ball to score a run. It's not that difficult. The art of small ball baseball is gone, and I agree with you. When you go to extra innings and you can't advance a runner, you stink. You're not a baseball player, you're a hitter. And if you're not hitting above 250, you're not a hitter. You're a swinger and misser. It's so bad. The fundamentals of baseball are so bad. And baseball's going, we can't figure out why nobody's watching a game. We can't figure out why there's declining ratings. We can't figure out why people aren't packing the ballparks. Brewers fans are going to come. We love numerous things about baseball. Numerous things about baseball. Okay? We love it. We love the fact that we can tailgate. We love down and brats and hot dogs and beverages and beers and throwing balls around in the parking lot. It's an event, okay? It's not just the game. It's an event. Love the Brewers. Hope they win. Love the postseason. The energy that goes along with it. All of it. It is a staple of summer. But overall, when it comes to Major League Baseball, the product is declining. It is so grip it and rip it is ugly to watch. And I think the worst thing they ever did was indoctrinate analytics into the game when it came to the grip it and rip it mentality. Because teams are losing games, probably more so than we realize, by the inability to play fundamental baseball. Players cannot bunt. They can't do it. I was watching a game yesterday. Cincinnati was, who were they playing? Pittsburgh? I think they were playing Pittsburgh. And their pitcher's dealing extremely well. Pittsburgh's pitcher comes up. Suddenly, he throws 4 balls that aren't even near the strike zone. And this guy can't even hardly hold a bat. And then after that, they pull him because he reached a pinch count. It was like, I couldn't believe what seriously crappy baseball I was watching. And I love baseball. I love everything about baseball. I love the smells, the sounds, the cut of the grass. I love everything about baseball. I love kicking back on a warm day, scorecard in hand, a few beers in front of you. I love everything about it. I love it all. And baseball just stinks right now. The fundamental ability, and pitching has become good. Either hitting has become woeful, which I believe that's probably more so the case, just terrible. Or pitchers have just become so advanced that they're unhittable. That they have just figured it out. Throw 95, and then if you come with a breaking ball or if you come with an off-speed pitch that's about 85, 10 miles an hour less, you got guys, they just can't figure it out. They can't swing. They can't hit. They can't even put the ball in play. Contact hitting is a thing of the past. Thing of the past. It's terrible. Now, if your team's winning a bunch of games, you probably think it's the best thing ever. But it's just bad right now. And it's like it's not getting much better. I don't know how else to put it. Boston Red Sox, best hitting team in baseball. An OPS of 759. It's good. Average 261. On-base percentage of 325. Remember when on-base percentage used to be 350 or better? Otherwise, anything less than that was considered relatively pedestrian. 325 leads the league. 325. That's it. Let's do this. We'll step away. We'll take a quick break. We're going to come back. When we do, we're going to talk a little football. We can still talk some baseball as well. I'm all for that. I'm all fired up today. Ian Rappaport coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes from now. Stay tuned for that as well. 1 hour down, 3 to go. Bill Michaels Show continues after this.
This is a Wisconsin Sports Zone update.
Last night saw the Milwaukee Brewers and St. Louis Cardinals go to extras where the Crew would fall in 11 to the Cards 6-1. Starting pitcher Freddie Peralta allowed just 1 hit in 7 innings of work while striking out 8. It was the Brewers bullpen, though, that would fail. Devin Williams couldn't hold it in the 8th, giving up the tying run. Then in the 11th, St. Louis broke the game open as Brad Boxberger served up a 2-run shot to Paul Goldschmidt and then a 3-run shot from Tyler O'Neill. Some good news for Milwaukee. Relief pitcher Brent Suter is off the bereavement list, while starting pitcher Corbin Burns is off the IL and scheduled to make his start Thursday. Brewers manager Craig Counsell also gave somewhat of an update on Christian Yelich.
He's doing baseball activities, so he's doing everything at this point. All the activities are on the board right now, so that's a good thing. And like I said, we just try to make progress every day and then see how he feels the next day. And if everything's going good, we push him again. So we've strung a couple good days together, and we just have to keep building on that.
To the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Orlando Magic last night, 114-102 to stay within a game of the number 2 seed in the East. The Bucks visit Indiana on Wednesday with 3 to go.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Well, now you can with Fleet Rewards. It's free to sign up, and there's no credit card required. Using Fleet Rewards is easy. Earn points every time you shop. Plus, get exclusive member offers, birthday and anniversary perks, free tire rotations, and more. Download the Fleet Farm app or create an account at fleetfarm.com/rewards to start earning points today. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
Good news for fans in the stands for our teams in Milwaukee. The Brewers announced their capacity will go to 50% at American Family Field starting on Saturday. And the Bucks announced that they'll be increasing capacity at the Fiserv Forum from 18 to 50% once the playoffs get going later this month. For the Wisconsin Sports Zone Network, I'm Ebo.
Welcome, hour number 2 of the Bill Michaels Show. And for those of you joining us for the first hour, how we're looking. Good stuff. By the way, the Packers are going to be on the road week 1 against the New Orleans Saints. We should do a trip. We should do a trip down there, opening up the football season. I think we should do a trip. New Orleans. Can you imagine us in New Orleans? Holy mackerel. That's a banner day right there. I don't care who you are. William says, and Kim says, there is a Hooters in Madison. We were talking about Hooters in the last hour. By the way, for those just joining us, it's not gas shortages that are going to drive us crazy as sports fans. I'm telling you that right now. We'll still find a way to get to the games, but it's getting to our local pub. That's what's going to be scary because there is a national shortage of chicken wings. The price for chicken wings is skyrocketing. And I read the prices. My favorite haunt, the best place in the world, in my opinion, to get chicken wings is Stenny's. And they are now, for 8 chicken wings, it's now $13. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. And I'm in a panic. Now, I'm not going to panic shop. I'm not going to go out and start stocking up on chicken wings. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be part of the problem. But there's numerous factors involved in all of this, and it's scaring me. So we were talking about Hooters. Apparently, there is a Hooters in Madison. I did not know that. Benjamin says, come on out to Hooters in Madison. I worked there years ago. Pretty good food. And one of my buddies is the cook there. I'm sure they'll hook you up with and hopefully experience. Benjamin, invite, I would be happy to. The one that was up the street from me went out of business. It wasn't that good. The one in Green Bay, that one went out of business. That you were going there for the food. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Hit us up. Let's see here. Matthew says, if the OBS is becoming so low across the league, isn't it time to start looking at different ways to make baseball more exciting? Most fans don't want to watch pitchers' duels, but rather a good home run fest between two teams. Harder fastballs, different bat components, perhaps even so drastic as to shorten the outfield fences. Right now, they're all at pretty much minimums. They really are. Look, I am not in favor of changing the game. I'm not. Let the game suffer because fundamentals suck. And if you can't figure out that play on the field is so poor that your sport goes away, so be it. Again, we're talking, go back to my first hour when I had the rant. Quit with the participation trophies. Well, we'll make it easier for you. No, you get better. It drives me crazy. Every time something suffers, we got to lower the bar. Oh, Peyton Manning didn't touch the ball in overtime. Okay, now suddenly we got this new rule where if you score first, it's no longer a win. You got to wait for the other team to touch the ball because it's got to be fair. How about maybe your defense should just be better and not suck so bad? Let's try that. Let's try putting a general manager in place that believes in adding a little bit of defense to his team. We lower every time we, and you know what? And between you, me, and the fence post, Jamie, Andy, William, Scott, everybody that's instant messaging right now, everybody over in the Bud Light live stream, between you and me, okay? If you're watching on the Bud Light live stream, I'm gonna do this, okay? Hang on a second. I'm showing you. All right. There you go. Okay, between you and me. All right? You know who drives this? We do. Not you listening out there and not you watching. We do, the media. We're idiots. every time something doesn't go the way we think, we scream about give it to us easier. Make it easier. We believe this. Remember back when there was a tie at Miller Park in the All-Star game? Who was it? It was that idiot, moron, overhyped, goofy guy, Mike Greenberg over at ESPN. Well, it's got to mean something for them to actually play for it. And so, lo and behold, what did they do? What did they do? They put meaning on the All-Star game. The team that won the All-Star game, that league was the home team when it came to the World Series. Throw earning the best record in baseball out the window, right? Throw that out the window. What you earn, we're going to give it to somebody because they won an All-Star game, because it has to mean something. It's an exhibition game. We drove that, media-driven. And then what was so funny about it was about 5 years later, oh, this is terrible. This is not a good idea. They need to stop this. Well, Bud Selig took your advice to begin with, you gel-haired moron. So, anyway, it's been the media. We drive it. We drive that train. We drive that train to lower the bar because we do. I don't like it, but others do, and I'm at times really ashamed of it. Let's go to our buddy Brewer Mike. Brewer Mike, what you got going on, pal? How you been?
Hey, Unit, you're looking great, buddy.
Thank you, pal. How you doing? How you feeling?
Oh, pretty good.
I saw you back. You were back umpiring again, right? I saw some pictures.
Oh, yeah, I'm up to almost 28 games. I was at Saratoga last night. Still looking for Freeman. I thought Chuck would be playing on the team, but no Chuck yet.
Okay, well, I'll let him know you're looking for him. I'll hit him up in a text message.
I see him at the ballpark all the time. So.
Okay.
Anyway, a couple things, Unit, and I hate to sound like an old guy here. You know, I'm 60 now, but we have lost the art of bunting. I mean, you look back in the 70s, 80s, and even in the early 90s, you had guys like, your team, Joe Morgan. Yep. He laid down a bunt. Ricky Henderson would lay down a bunt. I mean, there have been so many situations this year where the Brewers, I mean, Peralta pitches, off last night. Burns is pitching. Woodruff. I mean, our pitching is, that's where I thought we might struggle after the third starter. Okay, but we're not. These guys, I really think we need to get, and I hate to throw the coach under the bus, but I think, Bill, we've got to get a different hitting coach here that is going to have the fundamentals. Like, and I know people are going to say online here, Mike, you're crazy, but we need to get maybe like a Paul Molitor or Jeff Cirillo who know the art of hitting, and yeah, of course, I'm throwing Jeff Cirillo in there. The guy's almost a career 300 hitter. Mm-hmm. All right. Jeff Cirillo figured out how to get on base. All right. He didn't go up there trying to hit that 3-run homer, when you're down by 17. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to do the fundamentals, and I want you to look in that camera and I want you to tell everybody, Brewer Mike is right, because I know what I'm saying, and the Brewers should be a lot better. I mean, you don't go, 17-10, and all of a sudden went to bed like they're doing,
right? Because
they're not going with the fundamentals, Bill.
I completely agree. Andy Haynes, as much as I like him as a person, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's communication. I don't know if he's better as a Class AAA Pacific Coast League manager or going back to the Jupiter Hammerheads or whatever it happens to be. But right now, it's not translating. And last year was an abysmal year, and we just kind of chalked it up to COVID. This year, it's a pickup of last year. And so you can't call this a slump anymore. This is a bad offensive baseball team that fundamentally can't do it the right way. They're just looking for grip it and rip it. And they're just not producing. And it's painful to watch.
Bill, you know what I'm sorry, Bill, you know what I'm hearing, though? And it's all good. I know they developed through Andy, through the minor leagues and stuff. But, hey, they're in the big leagues now.
Right.
Let's screw about what they did in the minor leagues. You're in the big leagues. You're with the big boys now. You've got to produce, Yep. Keston Hiura, I mean, he could bunt the ball. He can run. That McKinney kid,
Mm-hmm.
Taylor can, Tyrone Taylor. I mean, these guys can bunt the ball. They're just not doing it.
Right.
And I really think there has to be a change.
Yep.
And there has to be a change now. I mean, if this team's going to go anywhere, because pretty soon Burns and Woodruff, they're going to get so damn burned out and PO'd because, they can't even score a goddamn run for these guys.
Yep. No, I understand that. Mike, appreciate it as always, buddy.
See ya.
So he drops off. You get on board 877-867-1670. Mike, Brewer Mike, long-time Brewers fan. I've known Mike since he was back at County Stadium for years and years and years, back in 1999. That man's been through hell, too. We've all been through hell at some point or another. But he's been through hell personally and as a Brewers fan because the pains of some of those losses and the pains of some of the baseball we've witnessed. Now, I will say we are on the good side of baseball because there was an expectation. Think about the years when you were just hoping to get to 500. Remember that? Back prior to Ned Yost? I remember when Ned came into town and I got a call. He actually came in studio on my show. And we sat down and started talking, and I said, so what are your goals? And every manager will say, well, our goals are to win a championship, and we want to build the best squad, blah, blah. And Ned looked at me and said, when I played here, we were always expected to win. I want to get back above 500. I just want to get where the expectations are winning again. And that blew me away. But then again, I thought about it, and I thought, that's reality. That's where we are as Brewers fans. So remember when we were just hoping for 500? So the expectations now are good, that the expectations are higher, but this is not a slump. This is a team mired in the little village that is called Suckdom. Just saying. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Mark says, terrific podcast last night out at Road America. What's the big announcement today? I don't know if they've announced it yet, to be honest with you. So I don't want to jump the gun. But I'll tell you this. Road America is making an announcement. If you're a country music fan, you're probably going to like it. It's not huge in the sense of they're building a new venue or something like that. But, NASCAR is not. NASCAR's pulling out all the stops for this event because this is the first time the big boys have come back to Wisconsin in a long time. And so they are not pulling out they're not stopping at anything. They're pulling out all the stops, and they're making an announcement today in conjunction with Jockey, a Wisconsin-based company down in Racine, hint, hint, for what I believe, a major country superstar to come and I think it's either do a performance or national anthem or something like that at the track. So I don't want to jump their gun, but that's it right there. So 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Hit us up. What else do we got for you? Boy, a lot of people chiming in today. Eric says Major League Baseball is going to make a comeback after teams learn the basics. Learn how to bunt, hit and run, move guys over, steals, and learn defense, and stop pulling guys with a one-hit shutout after 7 and under 100 pitches. If you're not scoring runs, don't yank a guy who is dominating on the mound. I no, it's not Dolly Parton, Kinger. How old is Dolly Parton? She just had a special on not that long ago. She's like in her mid to late 70s now, right? By the way, and Dolly Parton still looks good for her age, but she has said, and there have been people that have said that's the reason she doesn't go out in public, because if you ever saw her without the hair and without the eyes and without, you'd kind of go, woo. And I guess so. Look, she's in her 70s and 80s, right? Brett says, what about Ryan Braun? Would he be an upgrade at this point? But then again, Ryan Braun stated back during spring training he was working out, but he wasn't doing anything baseball related. He wasn't in any kind of baseball shape. Let's see here. Eric also says the Brewers offense has been like this since last year, so no shock. The only difference is you lost Braun and replace him with Jackie Bradley Jr., who is now a low 200 hitter anyway. True. He was coming off of a solid performance last year. Now, let me say this. Nobody expected Jackie Bradley Jr. to be off to this kind of a start. Nobody did. Unfortunately. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. We're about an hour away. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network is going to be here. They have the big release coming up tonight as the Green Bay Packers schedule is going to come out. The strength of schedule. The strength of schedule based upon opponents from last season and their win, the Packers are right square in the middle at number 16 with strength of schedule. For the 2021 NFL strength of schedule based on Vegas win totals predicted for each team's opponents. So the Raiders and the Steelers would be tied for the top spot in the strength of schedule, followed by the Texans, the Bengals, the Lions, the Cardinals, the Washington football team. By the way, Washington's got to get a new name, right? You can't just call them the football team, right? The Ravens, the Bears, the Saints, then the Vikings, the Patriots, the Giants, the Chiefs, the Rams, and then the Packers. The easiest strength of schedule would be the San Francisco 49ers. And then second to last would be the Cowboys and then the Browns. So there you go. That is coming out of Vegas based upon what they believe to be their simulations of total wins for teams this year in the National Football League. There you go. Let's do this. We'll step out, take a quick break, come back. So if things become true yesterday, what will that mean for the Green Bay Packers? And what will that mean for you as a fan? If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll discuss it coming up next on the Bill Michaels Show.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
How are we looking? Bill Michaels Show continues on. Big news for the program, if you don't know already, is we are going to have a big meet and greet. And we are going to do it at Road America for the IndyCar Series. And I was up there yesterday. We are all going to be kind of camping together. We're going to be tailgating together. It's going to be a blast. It really, really is. They have put new showers and bathrooms and such all throughout the grounds. They've upgraded the bar area, which used to be, I think it was St. John's or something like that. But it was the place where they served all the chicken and the really good food. They've upgraded that, completely gutted it and redid it. And that's beautiful on the infield. They have repaved roadways. They have added electrical outlets for RVs. I mean, it's just so many things that they've done. They're building a whole new great big garage paddock system. It's in the makings right now. They're redoing the entrance at Gate 3. Just so many cool things that they've done up there, getting ready for IndyCar, and then obviously when NASCAR comes, because when NASCAR comes, it is going to be mayhem. So the IndyCar Series is really the big one, the first big one that's going to kick it off. And it's coming to Road America, and we're going to have a good time. We want you there. Okay? The NTT IndyCar Series Rev Group Grand Prix presented by AMR. It takes to the legendary Road America track June 17th through the 20th. Look, if you've never been or you are a race fan and you want to go and you want to camp, you want to enjoy yourself, great time to do it. We're going to be there. We want to take you with us. Okay? Go to thebillmichaels.com right now, billmichaels.com right now, and you can register to win. We're going to set you up with race tickets, okay? Listen up. Race tickets, camping and tailgate party for you, and 5 of your friends. So 6 tickets total. We're going to down some brats, some beverages from our friends over there at Quick Trip. We've got Bud Light on hand. We're going to have plenty of different beverages with us. We're going to catch all the IndyCar action, and we've got our buddies from Robert Specialty Meats going to supply ribs on a stick. We're doing a big grill out. I'm grilling. This isn't like we're going to bring in some catered event. I'm grilling. I mean, this is all of us. Just bring your own chair. You're going to be camping out, hang out with us, sit down, enjoy yourself. We're going to have the cooler open. We're going to have the food right there. It's going to be a blast. And we're going to be on site courtesy of our great friends at Cunis RV. My God, the big unit cruiser is fantastic. Holy moly. And that's wide open. We're going to let you walk in, take a look around, all that kind of good stuff. Come on in and see it. That's going to be cool as hell. So we're going to have a great time. It's going to be awesome. The NTT IndyCar Series Rev Group Grand Prix presented by AMR, June 17th through the 20th. It's at Road America. You can get all the event details. Enter for your chance to win. We're taking a winner out of every one of our affiliate markets. Okay? So we're getting people all over the state. Want to bring you with us. Go right now to thebillmichaels.com. thebillmichaels, MICHAELS, thebillmichaels.com. And you can get tickets, camping, tailgating, all of that with me from our friends at Quick Trip, which, by the way, they are also the official power of the big unit cruisers, fueling up the big unit cruiser. From our friends at Cunis RV, which they have RVs of all types and RV dealerships all over the state of Wisconsin. If you're looking for an RV, a pop-up, a motorhome, whatever it happens to be, they've got it all. Great people at Cunis RV. Cunis, Kunes, Cunis RV, and Road America, which is a tremendous event. I'm excited about this. I'm excited. So go to thebillmichaels.com. That's thebillmichaels.com. So yesterday on the NFL Network, okay, it was reported. Now, we're going to have Ian Rappaport coming on with us in about an hour. It was reported that the Packers have made a blockbuster offer to Aaron Rodgers. And they are still far apart. Then it was reported that Rodgers does not want more money, that Rodgers does not want all these additional promises. All he wants is a partnership. Then there's a report that comes out that Aaron Rodgers has been telling other free agents that he's not going to be back. Then there's the other report that he's recruiting other free agents to go with him someplace else, which I think those two reports, we'll get the lowdown from Ian Rappaport coming up in about an hour. But I kind of, it's hard for me to believe that Aaron Rodgers is calling people. Who's out there right now that you're going to go, oh my God, I got to have this guy? You know, who's out there? I find that hard to believe. Maybe his agency, if they handle numerous players, maybe they're saying that, hey, Aaron might not be there and whatever, But I find that really hard to believe. I really, really, really do. So the question now is this. One, and we're gonna get back to the discussion regarding the Packers in the sense of what happens if they make amends. Well, then it's great, right? Then it's just awesome, no problem. It's awesome, okay. But if they don't, what happens to the Packers? What happens to you as a fan? And I think it's a fair question. And the reason I ask that, and this is from Bill. Bill wrote me an email yesterday saying, as the G turns, is what I've been saying, as the G turns, whether or not Aaron Rodgers is or is not talking to other free agents, is or is not coming back to Green Bay, this has disappointed me so much. I am, one, he says, tired of hearing about the soap opera, and two, sad to see that not one but two Hall of Fame quarterbacks have been treated so poorly by the organization. Whether it's Ted Thompson or Brian Gutekunst, they are cut from the same cloth. I understand the circumstance was different for Brett Favre. He kind of created his own drama, but still, they had to talk to these quarterbacks because they are bigger than the team, and that needs to be realized. You have your best employee, you do treat them a little bit differently than you treat every other employee. He says, Mark Murphy has been the head of this in both instances and needs to understand it's time to go. He should be walked to the door immediately for the way this has been handled. Now, as a fan, if this team goes into the tank, they will have done it on purpose, and I will no longer follow them. I want my team to win. I grew up a Packers fan, but it's hard to invest your heart and soul into a team that really doesn't invest its heart and soul back into you. If they work this out with Aaron Rodgers, then it means they came to the table and they extended the olive branch and he took it. If Rodgers leaves just because, then he will be the petulant diva everybody expected him to be, because we all figured a California guy that acts so cool and wants to be above everybody else is not worthy of our fan friendship anyway. He says this is a very difficult spot in which we are in as fans, because we are the ones that are ultimately going to pay the price. They want us to pay up front for the talent. They want us to pay up front for the seats. They want us to pay up front and pay additional just to have the privilege to go to Lambeau Field. What are they doing for us? They've given us 2 NFC championship games. They fired a head coach, hired a new head coach, but they're running off Hall of Fame talent and not spending money on the equivalent. I am disappointed in this franchise. That is from Bill. And I got to thinking, I thought, okay, I got to look at it from a fan's perspective. And I'm not even a fan just as a, go Pack go. I'm talking about a fan that actually pays the money and has season tickets. He's right. They want you to pay up front. They want you to pay a licensing fee. They want, they really don't want to give you your money back. All fans want to see the best players come in and put a dream team together and be terrific. And you can't do it just because of the salary cap. You can't do it. And if you make a bad deal, it's tough because you got to eat that every now and then. Nobody's perfect. But I get both sides of this argument. And I find myself standing more and more and more with the fan because you're caught in the middle. We as fans are caught in the middle of this soap opera that's going on. And what are your expectations as a fan? Because you're not going to turn your back on the organization. You may turn your back on those that run the front office, but you're not going to turn them back on the organization. And anybody that does is a traitor, and you want them out. So that's why there is the sentimentality towards Aaron Rodgers. You're from California. Go have your 2 fingers of scotch. You're not a beer and a brats guy. You're not, even though he was photographed in the back of a pickup truck with a 12-pack of Budweiser or Bud Light. I think that because he is smarter than the average bear, there's an intimidation factor there that he is on his own pedestal. He's not down here in the trenches with us. But also you look at the quality of play. You have to look at it from both sides. But when it comes to relatability, I understand the situation that you're in. If somebody doesn't want to be here, you don't want to support them. Love us the way we love you. That's what fans want. That's why I've said if Aaron Rodgers would, if and when he speaks, comes out and says, I love the fans, I love my teammates, the coaching staff is fantastic. We've had a lot of fun and a lot of success. That's the reason I'm coming back, because I want to play for you guys. I want to win another championship for you. It helps my legacy, yes, but I really do. I think the fans of Green Bay deserve another chance. He could ride in on such an incredible white horse. It would look like a giraffe and an elephant combined. That's how big that white horse would be, if he chose to do it that way. Other than anxiety towards the front office, there's no reason not to come back when you think about it. But where will you be if he doesn't as a fan? 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Hang in there. That's the question. Where will you be as a fan if it can't work this out and he doesn't come back? Stay tuned. More of the Bill Michaels Show. It's coming up right after this.
Ready? This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Resume in 5 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 4 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Welcome back to the program, The Bill Michaels Show. We continue on. Thanks for watching us on the Bud Light live stream as well. Appreciate it. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. If you want to hit us up, feel free to go ahead and do so. As a fan of the Green Bay Packers, your thoughts if they cannot resolve this issue with Aaron Rodgers, he ends up playing elsewhere. And it's that email from Bill a little bit earlier that basically said, look, they ask us to pay for everything, but yet we're not going to do this, such and such. So the question is, your thoughts. Are you, I mean, obviously you're a fan, but what does this do if they can't resolve this? Again, coming up here in about 35 minutes, Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network is going to be joining us. One of the guys has been all over this, whether it's rumors and innuendos or facts or sources. We're going to talk with him coming up here in a little bit. Let's go to the phone calls. Talk to Ben. Ben, welcome to the program, The Bill Michaels Show. What's going on, man?
Hey, Bill. Hey, I just wanted to call in on this subject. I'm more of a Go Pack Go fan, but I've been one my entire life. Brett Favre was childhood idol. You know, the Packers won the Super Bowl in '96. I was 10. I was all about Brett Favre. And then in 2005, we drafted Aaron Rodgers. And it kind of felt like the right timing because Favre had always been hemming and hawing about retirement at that point. And then, you know, you fast forward, he retires. Aaron takes the helm in 2008. Kind of reminds me a little bit of this, but I think the big difference is Aaron Rodgers was borderline '1 overall pick. He fell to us. We drafted him. First 2 seasons, injured a lot, didn't really look that great. And then he came in against Dallas in 2007, like week 13 or whatever that was. And he looked like the real deal. So there was some excitement going into that. At this moment, though, it feels like the Packers definitely let down the fan base anyway for a period of years there where mainly more under Ted than Brian, I would say, of not necessarily. They're always like $10 million under the cap, not doing what they could have with the free agents, always draft and develop. But the problem with draft and develop and solely relying on that, you have to hit on those players then.
Right.
And there was a lot of years that we didn't necessarily hit on a lot of them. So I think I'd be disappointed, but then again, it all hinges on Love then. So if they move on, what's Jordan Love going to be? And if he ends up being the player that they think he's going to be at some point, well, then obviously we'll be okay. But if he ends up not, we're starting back over.
If they can't work this out, as a fan, do you then kind of reiterate? Do you feel let down if they can't work this out?
I guess I would have to know really more on why they can't work it out. If it would really have to be what are Aaron's exact reasons behind it. To be honest with you, I don't know enough to say that would be truly let down or not yet. It would just really depend on, hey, if Aaron wants to be the highest paid player again and the Packers refuse to pay him, or they don't want to at least extend the contract out past 2 years because they think Love is the heir apparent, I think there'd be disappointment with that aspect of it. To go back to the Love pick again, the blueprint in the NFL right now is to draft a guy, play him. You plan on winning that Super Bowl while he's under that rookie deal.
Right.
So us doing this way is kind of what was done years ago. No one's doing that today.
Right.
So that kind of, makes you scratch your head, I guess, a little bit on it. But again, I'd have to know, I guess, more of truly what's happened.
Okay. Fair enough. Cool, man. I appreciate it, Ben. Talk to you soon. He drops off. You get on board 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. If you want to hit us up, feel free to go ahead and do so. And kind of give me your thoughts on this. If they can't work it out now, he's right. You can find out what Aaron's, complaints are, I guess might be the best way to put it. And I guess then do you feel if they're warranted or not? And who knows? We may never know every detail, not until Aaron Rodgers decides to write his memoirs. We may not know every detail when it comes to that, but it's interesting that fans are somewhat split. Some are like, hey, look, Aaron, if you don't want to play for us and you don't want to be here, good riddance, get out of here. You're not one of us, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the guy's been here for 16 years? Yeah, you're pretty much indoctrinated into the Wisconsin lifestyle. Okay. I still get that every now and then. I've been here. I've lived in Wisconsin for this. I've lived in the state of Wisconsin longer than I've lived any place my entire life. And that's even growing up. And people will still say, you're not from here. Get out of here. Well, no, I get it though. I think I get it a lot more than some people coming in from outside of the area. And the fact is that I love it. And I know Aaron loves it. I know he loves Wisconsin and loves Green Bay and all that kind of stuff. I think it's just simply the angst between him and the organization. Let's go to Bob. Bob, welcome to the program, The Bill Michaels Show. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing, Bill?
I'm doing
Bill,
well.
I called in a few weeks ago, and I had a real rant about these fans that wanted to throw Rodgers out of the under the bus and move on down the road. I don't know. You may not remember me, but my thought about this whole thing, I got a little bit different taste in my mouth today about Aaron Rodgers. I love the guy. I love him being in Green Bay. Obviously, I'm going to be very let down if he leaves. But here's my part, the 2 points I want to make. Mark Murphy should be shoved right on down the road. I mean, he knew darn good and well that he can't handle Aaron Rodgers the same way he handles everybody else. Right or wrong, he should know that. And he let this get way out of hand, and he's the one that should be responsible. Second of all, though, is I blame Aaron Rodgers a little bit. I mean, back when this whole taking a knee when the national anthem thing, he was the one that stood up and said, hey, we're going to lock arms along the sidelines. We're like brothers. We're like family here, and so on. Well, isn't he turning his back on his family if he's absolutely leaving? It sure looks like it to me.
Yeah, but that's a really tough question. You're right in the very technical sense, but if you can't get along with management and you feel like you're not being treated right, God, that's such a tough place to be. It would be like, let's say you don't feel your company's treating you right, and you don't want to turn your back on the people that you work with, but then again, you want to get the hell out of the company because you feel that pressure every day. I don't know.
Right.
That's a tough one, man.
It's a tough one. It really. I mean, I'm going to be really hurt that if he doesn't come back and so on. But and I do also think too. These guys say they like the fans and they thank them all the time. But you know what? How much of that is really legitimate? Because wherever they go, they're going to have a fan base that's going to be just as excited as what we are here in Green Bay.
Yep. No, I get it. I completely get it. I appreciate the phone call. Running a little bit late for break. Let's do this.
Anyway,
We'll take a
absolutely.
quick break.
Good show.
Thanks,
really
buddy.
enjoy it. Take care.
Appreciate it. Let's do this. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We got a lot more of the Bill Michaels Show to get to. Hey, a reminder that coming up on Friday, we are going to be live from the Four Seasons Island Resort, which, by the way, opens up full time 7 days a week starting this weekend. They're open 7 days a week, updated menus in the Boundary Waters Sports Bar and Grill, updated menu in the Diamond Room. They're launching a new Lily's Ice Cream Parlor menu as well. All new menus, though, include still your favorites, plus a lot of new features. So you can join them opening weekend and book your ticket for the Daddy D Dinner Theater coming up this weekend as well. We're going to be there. So we're leaving on Thursday night. We're going to get there Thursday night, opening the place up on Friday. The show is going to be live from the Four Seasons Island Resort on the island out there in Miscano Island, right in the middle of the river. It's going to be a fantastic time. Going to play some golf on there Friday, golf on Saturday, and then I'm coming back home on Sunday. But it's going to be a terrifically fun weekend. If you don't have anything going on, come on up. Book it right now. Book BARB, Barb at the4seasonswi.com. Shoot her an email. Barb at the4, F-O-U-R, seasons, the4seasonswi.com. And you can get information. You can get tickets to the show. You can get all that kind of good stuff. And then the resort on the Miscano Island is now open 7 days a week. All Marinette County ATV trails are open as well. So load up the side-by-side, bring up the ATVs. The Four Seasons has trailer parking and direct access to all the trails. So you can leave your truck and your trailer right there in the parking lot. You can hit the trails. You're right there on the other side of the bridge on the Miscano Island, and you're off on the trails, and off you go. All this year, they've got guided waterfall tours as well. You can visit them online for that. The Marinette County is the waterfall capital, by the way, of Wisconsin. And they've got everything. They've got lodging, outdoor adventure, golf, which is this weekend, pontoon rentals, kayak and canoe rentals, fishing up there, direct access to, like I said, to the ATV trails, tennis courts, volleyball courts, horseshoe pits. They got something for everybody. A huge indoor saltwater pool, big hot tub as well, Lily's Ice Cream Parlor, Boundary Water Sports Bar and Grill, the Diamond Room for fine dining, all kinds of good stuff. Call them 715-324-5800 and ask for the Bill Michaels package this weekend. 715-324-5800. Again, 715-324-5800. Look for the live broadcast coming up live from the Four Seasons Island Resort up in Pembine, Wisconsin, coming up on this Friday. We're going to be there and hope to see you there as well. Going to step away, take a quick break. Got a lot more of the Bill Michaels Show. It's all coming up right after this.
This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Welcome back, Bill Michaels Show. We continue on. Thanks so much. As always, we appreciate it. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Glad to have you. And it's an interesting conundrum. It's an interesting conundrum when it comes to being a fan and your team is having a struggle and strife with one of its stars as to what it is you feel. So I get it. This is from Steve, who says, I have a real anxiety about this. I had to turn my radio off. I can't stand the chatter back and forth about whether or not he will or will not be playing for the Green Bay Packers again. I just want my team to be good, and I think we're on the cusp of winning a Super Bowl. I just don't see us doing it without Aaron Rodgers. How can this organization be this stupid? This is from Jeffrey. And by the way, Jeffrey listening to us in Rice Lake on WJMC radio. And he says, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be here, don't let the door to Wisconsin hit you in the ass on the way out. Either you're faithful to the franchise or you're not. We as fans pay a lot of money to watch you play and pay your salary. I think you owe us at least the remaining years of your contract. Now, that's a great point. Let me emphasize this by saying, when a player doesn't play well, aren't fans the first to scream, get rid of the bum? He doesn't deserve his money. He's, cut him loose. Even though players do sign, 3 and 4 and 5 year deals, usually it's for 1 or 2 years and then they're cut loose. If indeed, it's for a lot of money. They never see the full amount of money of the contract, usually. That's the one thing about football is fans are like, look, this guy's a bum. He's hurt. He's injury prone, whatever. Cut him loose. Get rid of him. And that's the mentality. So you can't turn around and say, well, you owe us the contract. Because we know contracts in the NFL are only as good as what the guaranteed money is. That's it. Right? So it's difficult. It's difficult to state that. But that's part of the premise when fans get upset. I get it. Dustin says where Green Bay messed up is on the Love pick was the fact that they moved up to get him. If they didn't move up to get him, I'm not sure this is even as big a deal. Maybe it would be for Rodgers. Both parties definitely seem to be in different spots as far as what they want from each other. Dustin, I've said that all along. They traded up to get him. Had they not done that, this is a moot point. Because then you just tell Aaron, hey, we're just going to go. If a backup quarterback falls to us, great. If not, this is what we're thinking about getting. No big deal, right? But they traded up. The minute they traded up, they started the clock ticking. At least the perceptual clock ticking. 877-867-1670. Hey, I want to remind you that grilling season is here and it's heating up. You can find your premium meats, including steaks and chops and chicken and brats and ground chuck and all that kind of good stuff from our friends over at Quick Trip, the official fuel provider for the Big Unit Cruiser and the official convenience store sponsor of the Bill Michaels Sports Talk Network. Stop into your local store right now. Use your Quick Rewards card. Continue to earn points, and you are good to go. But don't forget, when you're out and about, not only do they have clean restrooms, but they got everything you could possibly want, from bread and milk and eggs and bananas, you name it, they've got it. Even the beer caves are fantastic at the lowest legal prices on 24 and 30 packs. That is our friends over there at Quick Trip. We're about 15 to 20 minutes away. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network is going to be joining the program. We're going to talk with him about all the rumors and innuendos flying around right now about the Green Bay Packers. In addition to that, we'll get his thoughts on what the outcome may be for the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. And then don't forget the NFL Network tonight, the extravaganza that is. It is the release of the NFL schedule. All 17 games for every team out there will be released tonight. Some of them we already know, but we're waiting for the full release of the schedule. That will be coming up a little bit later on this evening on the NFL Network also. So don't forget Ian Rappaport right around the corner. Stay tuned. We got a lot more of the Bill Michaels Show. It's coming up right after this.
And another against the Vikings in Week 17. The team will also host Cleveland on Christmas Day. Again, the full schedule will come out later tonight.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Well, now you can with Fleet Rewards. It's free to sign up, and there's no credit card required. Using Fleet Rewards is easy. Earn points every time you shop. Plus, get exclusive member offers, birthday and anniversary perks, free tire rotations, and more. Download the Fleet Farm app or create an account at fleetfarm.com/rewards to start earning points today. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
Well, the Brewers were 6-1 losers to the Cardinals last night in extra innings. It wasn't all bad news for them, though, as manager Craig Counsell said before the game that Corbin Burns would return to pitch tomorrow after missing a couple of starts. He's not worried about him finding a groove again after dealing with COVID-19 issues.
And I don't think he necessarily had to take a big step back from a physical activity. Where and how he was able to do it changed, but he didn't really have to shut himself down at any point. So, of course, not pitching for 2 weeks is going to be different. I think we'll acknowledge that. But like I said, I don't think he had to stop at any point, really.
It'll be the Brewers and Cardinals again tonight at American Family Field. And the Bucks were winners over Orlando last night, left them a game back of Brooklyn for the 2 seed in the East with 3 games to go. With this Wisconsin Sports Zone Network update, I'm Zach Heilprin.
Bill Michaels Show. We're on the air. We're glad you're here. The Bud Light live stream is up and running. Phone lines are wide open. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. You can hit us up over on Twitter at Bill_Michaels, at Bill_Michaels. The Facebook fan page, go to facebook.com/The Bill Michaels Show. You can also subscribe to us and follow us free of charge on YouTube and on Twitch TV. Twitch is a new app you can download on your phone, and it'll pop right up when we start streaming if you follow us or subscribe to us. But you can go to youtube.com, download the app of Twitch. It's a little purple square icon you can put on your phone or your mobile device. But follow The Bill Michaels or just Bill Michaels, either place, and you're good to go. You can drop us an email at thebillmichaels@gmail.com, and then everything about the program and all the podcasts and all the videos and such over at thebillmichaels.com. Bill Michaels, MICHAELS.com. So plenty of ways to get a hold of the program. Hey, right now, this portion of the program brought to you by our friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. We'll tell you more about that coming up. And Ian Rappaport is going to be joining us here in about 10, 15 minutes from now. So looking forward to that. Stay tuned. As he's been the NFL Network insider that's given us a lot of the scoop on the Aaron Rodgers stuff. So we're gonna get into that as well coming up here in about 15 minutes. This is from Hank. Hank says, was listening last week, and I feel that Rodgers needs to come out and speak. After all this has swirled around, he doesn't talk about much, but this is major, and it puts all of us fans through the ringer. I would love to hear from Aaron Rodgers, then make my full decision as to what the problem is. That's he doesn't really talk a lot about certain things. He doesn't talk about his personal relationships. He doesn't talk about his family and things that are going on inside 1265. He let out. So do you believe that Aaron's going to come out and give you all the dirty details? I mean, I don't. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Going back to the baseball discussion, Scott says, need to find Bob Uecker's interview with Craig Counsell from last week. Counsell says they can't bunt because pitchers throw too hard. It was a very interesting explanation. All right. Pitcher throws too fast, you can't bunt anymore. Gotcha. That's not what we wanted to hear, is it? You know? That's not what we wanted to hear. Sorry, we can't bunt because pitchers are good. I don't buy that. It may be a legitimate answer, I guess. But again, I go back to the fundamentals of baseball are gone. Maybe never to be seen again. I can't believe that pitchers who threw 92, 93, 95 miles an hour 20 years ago, players couldn't bunt off of them either. You know, I don't buy that. I really like Craig and respect Craig a lot, but maybe when you're talking about pitchers, you don't want your pitcher facing a 95 mile an hour fastball and run the risk of breaking a finger. But I've actually seen pitchers wrap their hands around the bat and try to hit the bat with the end of the bat, and instead they get their fingers nailed. You rest it on your hand. Again, lower the bar for expectations and performance. Just lower it. Just say we can't do it and keep lowering the bar. And this is what you got. You got a bad product. You know what? If there's ever going to be a manager who says, we're going to play really good fundamental baseball, we're going to set it up in a particular way, we can still grip it and rip it, but when we need it, we're going to drop down a bunt. When we need it, we're going to hit behind the runner. When we need it, we're going to steal a base. When we need it, we're going to do certain things that are going to make us better as a team. And you're going to be a genius. You know why? Because you're going to do it better than anybody else in Major League Baseball. You're going to be a team that wins games by we used to call it scraping out runs, being a scrappy team. And since other teams refuse to do it, yeah, you're going to be a better baseball team for it. And when a manager puts his mind to it and says, this is what we're going to do, and this is what our philosophy is going to be within our organization, this is what we're going to do. And so, mark my words, in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it happens to be, there's going to be a team in baseball that's just scrappy, and they win a lot of games because of this. They're going to be squeeze plays, suicide squeeze plays, all that kind of stuff. They're going to do this. And we're going to go, my God, they're brilliant. What an incredible manager. And really, it's just what every team should be doing. It's just what every team decided, yeah, we don't really need to do that. We might hurt our player. The money involved is too much. You know what's going to happen is the ratings are going to fail. The money's going to be the same, and you're not, and the contracts aren't going to be as big when it comes to television and radio, because the viewership is going to dwindle. The attendance is going to dwindle. And you're going to find yourself in a real precipice where you're going to have to say, something has to give. And if people are going to come back and watch it, you're going to have to watch. You're going to have to make something more watchable. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. Don't forget, like I had mentioned, this portion of the program brought to you by our friends at Pella Windows and Doors. Right now, 6 years, no interest financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And why is 6 years a big deal? It's because it's 6 years. 6 years, you can replace your old leaky, sticky, squeaky doors, windows, all that kind of stuff. They're rated #1 in America for highest value, highest quality, and increasing your home's value. Plus, the installation from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin means peace of mind. I'll tell you why. Here you go. Limited lifetime warranty and 10-year installation warranty. So when you get done paying for these things after 6 years, your warranty still goes on for 4 more. As opposed to a car that only has maybe a 1 or 2 year warranty, and you're paying on that car for 6 years or 5 years or 4 years. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. And unlike, say, the long-term car financing, you're still going to have that ability to call them up and go, you know what? If I have a problem, here you go. That's peace of mind as well. So beat the summer heat. Stay cozy in the winter with energy-efficient windows and doors from our friends over there at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You can order by the end of the month, and you still get 6 years, no interest financing. Let me say it again, 6 years, no interest financing. And you can set up a free consultation. Doesn't cost you anything. Just get an estimate. Free consultation right now. Go to PellaWI.com/radio. That's Pella, Pella, PellaWI.com/radio. Or call them 855-PELLA-WI. 855-PELLA-WI. Call them right now. Good stuff. If you want to get a hold of us, by all means, go ahead and do so. How many jobs do I need to pay for my Pella Windows and Doors? I did it. And when I did it, when I first moved into the house, I did a patio door, a sliding patio door, and I did all the windows in my office. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, if you got a whole house, I mean, that's a big project. But it also, don't forget, raises the value of your home. Now, I'm not saying it's only because of the Pella Windows and Doors. I also think it's very much of a housing boom right now. But my house, I put in $22,000 worth of windows. Numerous windows. I think it's 10, 12, two patio door, and the office. Well, the office has a patio door too. So that's 2 patio doors, the office windows, the front bay window, which was huge, the front bay window, and 4 windows in my downstairs. And my house went up, the value of my house, from the time I bought it, which is a year and a half ago, to where it is today, after going through the house and getting the whole thing appraised. It's risen almost $90,000. So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, but it is what it is. Let's see here. honestly, if everything said is true, this is from Eric regarding the Packers and Rodgers, then it sounds like the Packers caved into Rodgers, and I would have less respect for Green Bay. You can't allow any player to think he is above the team, period. If Rodgers did this and Green Bay sent him for players and picks, I'd respect them more for asking or for taking a stand versus the player. This is the reason that there are so many people in the league watching this. Because if the Packers cave and they give him everything he wants and this and that, then well, you can say you're trying to keep a Hall of Famer around. But if they caved and gave him a contract, teams have been doing that for a long time. If they caved in and fired people because of Aaron Rodgers, that's a different story. I wouldn't respect the team any less or more. I mean, I think maybe I would even respect him more if they gave him the contract whatever contract it is that he's looking for, whatever he was looking for, because then they would say, hey, look, we made the mistake. I don't have a problem if you admit your mistake. But if you have a mistake and then all of a sudden the players dictate who is hired and who is fired, you can't do that. That's when you start to lose respect for the organization. You can't do that. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Give us a shout. 877-867-1670. When we come back, it is time. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network going to be joining us. He is going to hit up with me coming up next in the Bill Michaels Show.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Always a crazy one.
Welcome back to the program, The Bill Michaels Show. We continue on. Thanks for taking a listen to us, and thanks for joining us over on the Bud Light live stream. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. We bring in this next man who has been all over the Packers, the Aaron Rodgers story, and we've had a lot of conversation regarding it. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network now joining us. Ian, how you doing?
What's going on? How you doing?
Man, so glad to have you on. I got to ask you, just outside of all of this, is this not one of the crazier things that you've had a chance to just kind of cover and witness?
I mean, I would say in any other year, it would be incredible and crazy. But this year, this has sort of been what this year is about, right? I mean, starting quarterbacks who are entrenched where they are, using their voice, using whatever means necessary to speak out through various ways and say, either I want out, or I want to be paid more, or I want it to be better, or I want to have a say. And we've seen it for years with Tom Brady and the Patriots. This year we saw it with Russell Wilson. We've seen it with Deshaun Watson. We've seen it with Aaron Rodgers. This has kind of been what this offseason has been about. So, I mean, any other year, I would say there's no way this is even possible to discuss, but this year it's very possible.
So what do you think, with everything that you've had and heard and been given to you, what do you think happens with all of this? I mean, I said a while ago, I think 70% of me thinks that Aaron Rodgers is probably out of town. Others have said, no, they're not going to trade him. They'll let him sit. What do you think happens before this is all said and done?
Yeah, I mean, I would be extremely surprised if they trade him. And I mean, the reason why is, why would you? Right? Like, right. I mean, now he can certainly sit out. He can retire if he wants. He can pay back his signing bonus, 2 signing bonuses, so it would be $11 million this year, $11 million next year, kind of prorated. That's possible. And from the people I've spoken with, no one has ruled that out. No one has said that's crazy. It's certainly a possibility now. But if you're the Packers, like, what get in competition that would make it to trade one of the top 3 best quarterbacks in the NFL and one of the best to ever do it, right? Like, that's sort of the problem with all these quarterback situations. Same thing I would say with Seattle. Like, what offer would make it good enough where you say, all right, we're trading Russell Wilson? Obviously, they didn't come close to anything. Same thing with the Packers. Why would they trade him?
Talking with Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network Insider. You can follow him at Rapsheet on Twitter. And the NFL tonight revealing the 2021 NFL schedule, 7 o'clock Central Time tonight. So have the Packers, now there's so many different rumors that are out there. Have the Packers actually sat down and said, we're going to give you an offer. Here's the long-term deal. Has that all been offered and Rodgers has just refused it, or do we not know specifically?
Well, it's a negotiation. Yeah, I mean, I'm told that they have made a long-term contract extension offer, which is not. I mean, it's news, I guess, but it's not surprising. Like, I think everyone's known that Rodgers has wanted. When he refused the basic conversion, when he refused the cap restructure, the focus turned to let's give him what he wants. Let's handle this. Let's pay our guy. Let's make sure that he's taken care of. So yeah, there was a long-term extension offer. And I wouldn't say Rodgers refused it. I would say it's a negotiation, I mean, and that's what it's like. And these negotiations are not always pretty. They're rarely public, but it is what it is. And so, I mean, the Packers have tried to do a deal with Rodgers. No deal has come yet. Could a deal come that would answer this? Possible. Sure. I would say that's possible, but they're not there yet. And what you're seeing is, I think, what often happens behind the scenes in really, really high stakes, high value negotiations. People get very upset. But a lot of times, if the 2 parties want it, then a deal can get done.
Aaron has never said publicly, anyway, that he definitely just wanted out of Green Bay. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, he told me that he wanted to be the most decorated quarterback in Green Bay history, short of Bart Starr, obviously, with 2 Super Bowls in the modern era, but numerous championships behind it. That was always kind of his goal. And I guess, is it just the fact that the fuse was lit, taking Jordan Love and trading up, and that we're just talking more about a respect factor or maybe hurt feelings, or is there more to it than this?
Yeah, I don't know about respect factor or hurt feelings, because those are sort of non-tangible kind of, I'm not going to say like fake things, but it's hard to say those exist in the real world, right? Like, is Aaron Rodgers' feelings getting hurt going to make him want to alter his legacy in Green Bay? I really don't buy it. To me, it's about making sure that he's the quarterback there until he retires. That's, to me, what this is about. Like, if the organization would commit to him like he wants, there's a chance this would be handled. Had they never drafted Jordan Love and, let him know that he's their quarterback no matter what, we wouldn't be in this situation. The problem is, Brian Gutekunst has a responsibility to the organization to make sure they're prepared for, not just right now, but in the future. What happens if Rodgers doesn't play well? What if he goes downhill? Like, that's what the GM's job is. So I think there's a happy medium in there somewhere, but to me, it would have to involve the Packers making sure Rodgers knows he gets to be quarterback for several years, no questions asked.
Before I let you go, and by the way, we're talking with Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network. You can find him at Rap Sheet on Twitter. And tonight they've got the schedule release, 7 o'clock Central Time on the NFL Network. Before I let you go, so that first game, as things begin to leak out, we're going to find ourselves down in New Orleans. Do you believe, or what is a percentage in your mind, that Aaron Rodgers is under center for the Green Bay Packers taking on the New Orleans Saints?
I think there's a real chance. I wouldn't put a percentage on it because so many different things could happen. He could be the Jeopardy host by then, which would be very cool, but very strange for the Packers. He did a very good job, sounding like. But, I think there's a real chance. A lot of things have to happen for that to be the case, but I definitely haven't ruled it out. And I haven't seen any movement at all by the Packers whatsoever to trade him or even consider a trade or anything close to that. So until that happens, I'll be of the opinion that I don't believe they trade him.
Perfect. Ian, I know you got to run. Thanks so much for your time, my friend, and we'll talk to you again soon, okay?
All right, great talking to you, man. Always enjoy it.
Absolutely. Thanks, pal. Talk to you soon. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network joining us for a couple of minutes on the hotline. And don't forget, coming up tonight on the NFL Network, the 2021 NFL schedules released, 7 o'clock Central Time. You can find Ian and follow him over on Twitter at Rapsheet, RAPSHEET on Twitter. And he has been one of the guys that's been very steady when you talk about breaking news and sources and such, and citing sources as to people who he's talked to. I guess my question is, how do you feel after hearing him? How do you feel after hearing him? The likelihood of the Green Bay Packers trading Aaron Rodgers away, as he stated, why? What level of price could you put on getting rid of Aaron Rodgers? He feels that this, and more calm than most, that this is a deal that can be worked out, and it's all about working out a long-term deal. And he believes that the offer's been made, from what he understands. The long-term offer has been made. It's now working out the details. And if Aaron Rodgers really wants to come back and wants to work with him, but he does not feel that the Packers are going to trade him away. And he feels that the Packers will have Aaron Rodgers under center when they open up their season in New Orleans. I think you and I should be there. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. What are your thoughts after hearing Ian Rappaport? And he's a guy that's been right there with everybody else when it comes to reporting, and he's got the people, like he said, the sources. You just ask him the specific questions. Do you think he's going to be under center? Yes or no? He does. Do you think the Packers will trade him away? No, he doesn't. Why? His answer to me was why? Why would you? You can't quantify an actual haul for, as he put it, one of the top 3 quarterbacks ever to play the game. Ever to play the game. How do you quantify that? Coming off of an MVP season, still at his peak. You can't get enough for him. Eight 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. That, I wonder if that makes you feel a little bit better. Let's go to the phone calls. Mark, welcome to us from Toma. Mark, how you doing today, man? What's going on?
All right. Just got one question concerning Rodgers or the team. How much are playoff victories, including the Super Bowl, worth, since this seems to resolve around money a lot? That's the only thing I need to know.
I appreciate the phone call. And when it comes to the team and making money within Green Bay, I mean, it means a lot. I mean, obviously, it means a lot for the team. It means a lot for the community. It means a lot for them to be in the postseason. I mean, you look at the money that was lost by not having fans in the stands, just the team alone and the surrounding businesses in that area up there, the sales tax and such, all that gets paid into the Green Bay Packers and into the Lambeau Fund, Titletown, so to speak. So, yeah, it means a lot. Now, when it comes to actual money for Aaron Rodgers, you know, I'm sure there's bonuses and such that are worked into deals. Every deal has one, specifically as a quarterback. But the money for that, for Aaron Rodgers, is minimal. To him, it's all about championships. Let's go to John. John, welcome to the program, The Bill Michaels Show. How you doing today, buddy? What's up?
Good. Thanks for taking my call, Bill. I haven't heard this take anyway, and this is what I really feel what Rodgers' issue is, because he's not petty. He's smart, and he knows, and he gave him time to think. When they didn't accept his contract or long-term, what he was asking for after the season last season, he gave him time to think, and I think what's bugged him, it wasn't the drafting it was the timing of the drafting. We were in the championship game the year before. We had an opportunity with a couple more guys, and he passed. He passed on one of the top receivers in the league in the draft, and he also passed on a top linebacker. He could have had either one of them, and yet he took Jordan Love. And then in the second round, he took somebody again that was the future. It wasn't the present. He was looking at Green Bay to go all in, and they didn't go all in, and that's, I think, what he doesn't trust anymore. Gave him time to think about it, and now he's not just jumping at their offer because of that. He's a championship guy,
right?
And Green Bay hasn't gone all in.
That might be another part of the sticking point where you want more power, so to speak, but you want a guarantee on that end. Let's do this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk more about this. You heard what Ian Rappaport had to say. He said, 1, he doesn't believe the Packers are going to trade Aaron Rodgers away. 2, he believes Aaron Rodgers more than likely will be under center when the Packers take to the field in New Orleans to open up their season. 877-867-1670. More of the Bill Michaels Show is next.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
How we looking? Bill Michaels here for the Four Seasons Island Resort in Pembine, Wisconsin. And I've got to tell you, when I want to get away for a long weekend, I head to the Four Seasons Island Resort. It's Northeast Wisconsin's best-kept secret, and the amenities include a 9-hole golf course, indoor saltwater swimming pool, sauna, whirlpool, tennis courts, basketball, horseshoe pits, volleyball, and when you're hungry, choose from the Boundary Water Sports Bar and Grill, Lily's Ice Cream Parlor, or fine dining in the Diamond Room. How about all of that? All Marinette County ATV and UTV trails are wide open this year. Guided waterfall tours as well. It's tucked into the North Woods of Wisconsin. The Four Seasons Island Resort is located on the Muscano Island and surrounded by the beautiful Menominee River, which divides Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. An island you can actually drive to. How about that? It's simply gorgeous there. Whether it's a romantic weekend for two, a golf weekend with the boys, or an adventure weekend for the entire family, Four Seasons Island Resort is a place to go. Book your getaway today at thefourseasonswi.com. That's thefourseasons, FOURWI.com, and make sure you tell them Bill Michaels sent you.
Bill Michaels will resume in 5 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 4 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Bill Michaels Show, we continue on. Hey, our friends at Schulze Family Farms, great people. Humbird, Wisconsin, near Black River Falls, and tailgating season is here. I got home last night after we were doing the Bud Light live stream for happy hour out at Road America. Got home last night and went out back. And I had gotten some steaks from Schulze. Now I've changed my diet, okay, and I'm really on this health kick, so to speak. And I'm on a diet in which I'm really watching certain things that I eat. But one of the things that it's on the diet that I can have as much as I want of is either chicken, steaks, or turkey. So I had a steak from Scholze last night, threw it on the grill, and it's a small filet. You're allowed 4 ounces of steak or protein like that per meal. You do 4 ounces of that, 4 ounces of vegetables, 4 ounces of fruit, 4 ounces of salad and such, and then you're good to go. And I usually drink water or apple cider or something like that, you know. But I've been watching this, and last night I grilled up a steak. I'd like to say I am a master griller and the chef of all chefs, but it was just a damn good steak. And it was a really, really good filet from our friends at Scholze Family Farms. So look, if you want to kick off the tailgate season and you do some backyard grilling, or you want to tailgate out in front of it, now that there's 50% at Miller Park or at American Family Field, you can do brats, 4 flavors: beef, blue cheese, pork, and beer brats. They've got steaks, they've got ribs, they've got brisket, they've got roast, they've got tomahawk ribeyes for smoking, smokehouse barbecue sauce. They've got salty provision seasonings, all of that stuff. It's right there at your fingertips. Go to ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. That's Scholze, SCHOLZE, ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. That is ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. And if you're out and about in Humbird or the Black River Falls area, Wisconsin, stop in. They have got a family farm store, a good old-fashioned farm store. You can go there on your motorcycle or ATV or UTV or whatever it is you're doing. Stop in and check it out. And again, if you see things you like, great. If you don't, maybe you want to go home, take a look at it. Go to Scholze, SCHOLZE, ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. From their family farm to your family's table, they got it all going on. ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. Let's get back to the phone calls. Let's go to Todd. Todd, welcome to the program, The Bill Michaels Show. What's going on, man?
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
I'm doing well today.
Great.
What you thinking?
Well, I'll tell you what. I hear you talk all the time about the Four Seasons Resort in Pembine.
Yes.
And I'm going to totally agree with you because I perform out there regularly, and actually I'm going to be there this Friday night.
So you're there this Friday. We'll be there Friday night.
Yeah, I thought I heard you say something like that. It was this Friday, and I was hoping, Jesus, I catch that wrong. But 9 to 12. We're there from 9 o'clock
at Boundary Waters.
So Boundary Waters. Yeah.
Awesome. Now we're actually going to be, I'll be arriving on Thursday night after the show, and then we're doing our show there. This show will be airing live from there on Friday.
Super.
Yeah. So we'll see you there Friday
night. I wish it was a little warmer. We could be outside, a little warmer to be outside. I don't think it's going to get to the, I know we play again on Memorial Weekend. One of my other bandmates, she fronts a band now in Nashville, but she'll be with me Memorial Weekend, but that's going to be, I think, a lot nicer chance of better weather. I think it's only supposed to be in the 60s, I think, this weekend. So,
well, that's,
it'd be nice.
That's not bad. I'll take mid-60s any day of the week because I can still sit outside and smoke a cigar.
That's true. Yeah, beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
But listen, hey, look forward to seeing you on Friday for sure. Listen to you a lot on my sales calls during the daytime. When I'm in my vehicle, I'm listening to you, or I'm listening to a new song or something like that. We're trying to work out, but look forward to seeing you on Friday night.
We'll be there.
Sure. Hey, can I get one question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Take? Okay, so I agree with Ian. I believe that we're going to see Aaron under center. I think they'll work this out. They've got to work this out. I mean, he is the pillar. This team, I think he's got to be licking his chops with some of this new talent, some of these positional players that can do a lot of versatile things. The H-backs, the tight ends that can play halfback. I don't know. I think it's going to get worked out.
I hope it does. A while ago I said about 70% of me says he won't be under center. I still kind of feel that because I want to believe it's going to get worked out, but I have heard nothing from the Rodgers camp that says, hey, he's ready to come back. Now, if Ian Rappaport is correct, and there's no reason to believe he isn't, he believes that the Packers have made the offer, that it's sitting there, and they're working out details. So, it gives me a lot of hope if I'm a Packers fan right now that the quarterback that we believe can still lead this team to a Super Bowl is still going to be there. Now, that would also have to mean that they're giving him a contract extension that's going to be well beyond the years of Jordan Love. So maybe it's not trading away Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's trading away Jordan Love once you see what he can give you.
Right. Yeah. And myself and some of my friends, even last year, were even talking about that may be a potential trade bait even last year, just getting him ready, grooming this kid. I think he's got all the talent in the world, but these things just change and they're so fluid.
Right.
But we just cannot not have him under center this year. I mean, we've made some changes. I thought this was the best draft we've had in a long time overall.
I hope it is, because if it is and they filled in a couple of holes and they restructure Aaron Rodgers' deal, give him a long-term contract, make it more cap-friendly along with Devontae Adams, then you think to yourself, okay, if they do that, maybe after June 1st, there's one or two veterans that can come in, fill some holes, and then you're talking about a really deep, already veteran type of team with a couple of young guys that can fill the hole. There's no reason to think that this team could not be in a Super Bowl this coming season.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yep, no doubt.
For sure.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you Friday night.
Thanks, Bill. Sounds great.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later. There you go.
Take care.
Let's see here. Matthew says, Christoph or Partagas Cigars? Christoph. I like them both, but I like Christoph. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. This is from a guy who says, huge Packer fan. I've heard from the inside sources Rodgers will be leaving. Person in LA told me that. Hope he stays with my team, though. I hope he stays with the team as well. Tim says, what's great about your show is you're not cramming down our throats the political thoughts and wishes of professional sports these days, unlike the Four-Letter Network. Well, thank you very much. Eric says, Garoppolo in San Francisco willing to help the new quarterback they just drafted, and Rodgers is pissed they drafted his replacement. Well, Rodgers never said he would not help Jordan Love. Remember, Rodgers said that he would not, and you hate to put it this way, but Rodgers never said he would not help Jordan Love. Rodgers said he would never treat an incoming rookie quarterback the same way he was treated, because he was kind of left on an island. Brett Favre even stated, I am not there to groom this guy. I'm here to win games. And Rodgers is of the same ilk, but Rodgers is still going to dedicate. I think Rodgers just enjoys football talk, in-depth football talk. Knowledgeable, intelligent, whether it's tutelage or him learning something, football talk. So I don't think he's not helping Jordan Love. I think what he's not going to do is feel as if he's being forced out. I mean, forced out. I mean, it comes down to just his feelings and why there's anxiety there. You know? And Ian Rappaport, who we just had on, if you missed it, you can always go back to thebillmichaels.com and watch the show over again. He appeared with us at about 12:15 Central Time. But Ian Rappaport stated he does not feel that the Packers are going to trade away Aaron Rodgers. He also feels that he believes that it's more likely, now he didn't put a percentage on it, but it's more likely that Aaron Rodgers will be under center when the Packers go to New Orleans to open up the season than it's likely he would not. And he doesn't feel that the Packers have an incentive to trade away Aaron Rodgers. Now, the whole Jeopardy thing could play into this if Aaron Rodgers decides to go play, to go be the host of Jeopardy or something. But he does not feel that Aaron Rodgers is going to be traded. Now, he says it doesn't mean it couldn't happen, because it could. If there comes to such an incredible stalemate that there is just absolutely positively no hope and you got to get something for him. But he seems to think that there is a good possibility that Aaron Rodgers will be under center for the Green Bay Packers. Hey, a couple of good sponsors. First and foremost, our buddy Gino and the whole gang down in San Giorgio, Milwaukee's only pizzeria in Napoleotana in North Old World 3rd Street, right next to Calderon Club and across from the Hyatt. Stop in, tell them we said hi. Also, our friends at Point Beer. Go to pointbeer.com. the makers of Cider Boys. They pair it up with the Bill Michaels Pizza, downtown Milwaukee. And Sean and the gang at Epoxy Flooring Done Right, providing Wisconsin home and business owners epoxy flooring and coating services at terrific prices. I had this stuff done in my house, and it's awesome. Different colors, different finishes. They can even paint your room. Look, from Green Bay to Milwaukee to Racine to Madison, everywhere in between, all within the state of Wisconsin, they get it done. Go to epoxyflooringdoneright.com. That's epoxyflooringdoneright.com. Or just call my buddy Sean, 262-443-2852. That's 262-443-2852. Again, get a hold of Sean, 262-443-2852. More of the Bill Michaels Show coming up right after this.
This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Hey, coming up the end of the month, on Saturday, May 29th, I'm going to be at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. It is the honor celebration, and if you've never been a part of this, it is a tremendous event. It is going to leave Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at 10 a.m. There's going to be breakfast from 9 to 10. The dealership opens up at 9 a.m. There's the opening ceremonies at 10:30. Kickstands up at 11. And music by Block Party begins. There's a car show. And the ride comes back. It's only a couple of hours. The ride comes back to Wisconsin Harley-Davidson about 1:30-ish. And then there's the recognition of veterans. There's car shows, all that stuff. It's a huge event, and it is a tremendous event. It honors all of our veterans that are out there. It's the honor celebration coming up on Saturday, May 29th, Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. And we hope to see you out there. I'm going to be there and going to be riding in it. And hopefully you are as well if you have a motorcycle. If you don't, and maybe you're just a car enthusiast, you can come by. Go to wishd.com for details. That's wishd.com for details. But in addition to that, it is right there off of 94 on Highway 67 in Oconomowoc, just south of 94. You can't miss it. You can see the great big Bar and Shield logo as you're driving down the street. And if you can come out that day and join us, it is a tremendous, tremendous event. So just another one of those things that's out there on the calendar coming up. This Friday, we're going to be at the Four Seasons Island Resort. That's in Pembine, Wisconsin. And then on the 29th of this month, which is Saturday the 29th, we're going to be at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson and going to be there for the honor celebration. Then you get into Wednesday, June 9th. We're going to be live at Wednesday Night Live, the official opening of the State Fair Park and the Budweiser Pavilion at Wednesday Night Live. We're going to be there, and that is going to be, I believe, the unveiling of the big unit cruiser. And then on the 16th and 17th, we're going to be in Rice Lake for the Celebrity Golf Tournament. The IndyCar races the 17th through the 20th, and it just goes on from there. We've got just an incredibly busy schedule, but it is good, really good, that things are opening back up and we can do all of this stuff. Really, really good. And I'm so happy and so proud of not only many of these businesses that are opening up, but the new network and our willingness to get out and say hello again and see everybody. And I'm really, really excited about it. So thanks so much for the support. And, we'll be out and about. Langley says that there hasn't been any offer refused. They're just still negotiating. Yeah, I think if you can kind of read it this way, this is the way I would kind of gauge this. And we just had Ian Rappaport on about 30 minutes ago in the program, is that the Packers and Rodgers, for whatever reason, there was a parting, a mental, an emotional parting, whatever happened to be at the end of the year, okay, which has led us basically to today. And the Packers have since then come back and made this offer, whatever this offer is. Aaron Rodgers has not refused it, according to Ian Rappaport, but that the two sides are still, quote, negotiating. Now, what those negotiations and details hinge around, nobody really knows, okay, depending on what you believe. There's been a lot of rumors and innuendos out there. I mean, just look at it this way. Look at what brought us to today, okay? Think about this for a minute now, okay? 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, tomorrow, is when word broke that San Francisco's sniffing around. According to sources that I also confirmed, Rodgers' camp said, yeah, if you want to do that, do that. Which leads you to believe there was some kind of something to where Aaron Rodgers is at least accepting of the idea of going somewhere else. And then Adam Schefter says that Aaron Rodgers does not want to return to the Green Bay Packers, which sets the world on fire. Since then, it's been a lot of my sources here, my sources there, a lot of innuendo, a lot of discussion about Rodgers is mad, Rodgers want to go against fired, the Packers don't want to give in, they don't want to cave to Rodgers, and on and on and on and on from there. The Packers confirmed that they have not once, twice, but 3 times flown to Aaron Rodgers to see if they can calm the waters. They've discussed that openly. Since then, you've had John Kuhn, A.J. Hawk, and James Jones all say they've talked to Rodgers, all say that there's a problem, all say that it can be fixed. Others have said, nope, he's not coming back. There's been reports of him in Green Bay. There's been reports of him that he did not come to Green Bay, that he was coming there for everything, to sign a contract, to get a new CPAP machine. Well, all that stuff is out there. This is all swirled around in really less than 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, in less than 2 weeks. Ian Rappaport, coming on the program today, says he believes that this can be worked out. He feels that the Packers will not trade Aaron Rodgers because what incentive is there other than to get somebody in return? Because Rodgers could indeed retire, but he said, why? Why would you trade him away? The probably one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks ever to play the game. What possible haul could you get for Aaron Rodgers? Unless somebody just fell on their head and gave you everything. Because you need starters, as as was stated. And then he says, when I asked him point blank, do you feel when the Packers open up the 2021 season on the road in New Orleans, Aaron Rodgers will be under center? He believes he will be. He would not put a percentage on it, but he believes, Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, believes that Aaron Rodgers will be under center for the Green Bay Packers when they take to the field against the New Orleans Saints to open up the 2021 NFL season. That's where we're at. That's the quick Cliff Notes version of all of this. We got another hour yet to go. For those of you that are on hold, those of you that are following on the Bud Light live stream, you want to get a hold of us in any way, shape, or form, feel free to go ahead and do so. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Stay tuned. There's more of the Bill Michaels Show. It's coming up right after this.
Cardinals last night in extra innings. It wasn't all bad news for them, though, as manager Craig Counsell said before the game that Corbin Burns would return to pitch tomorrow after missing a couple of starts. He's not worried about him finding a groove again after dealing with COVID-19 issues.
And I don't think he necessarily had to take a big step back from a physical activity. Where and how he was able to do it changed, but he didn't really have to shut himself down at any point. So, of course, not pitching for 2 weeks is going to be different. I think we'll acknowledge that. But like I said, I don't think he had to stop at any point, really.
It'll be the Brewers and Cardinals again tonight at American Family Field. And the Bucks were winners over Orlando last night, left them a game back of Brooklyn for the 2 seed in the East with 3 games to go. With this Wisconsin Sports Zone Network update, I'm Zach Heilprin.
Welcome back. Today is a special day because the NFL releases the 2021 schedule. The full schedule will come out. We know that the Packers are going to open up the season on the road against New Orleans Saints. And beyond that, we don't know. Well, we know the home games and such, so we've got that. But nevertheless, we'll see if Aaron Rodgers is indeed under center when the Packers travel to the Big Easy. Now, earlier today, Ian Rappaport on this program, NFL Network Insider, says when I asked him point blank, does he think that Aaron Rodgers will be under center for the Green Bay Packers when they take to the field to open up the 2021 season against the New Orleans Saints? He said he believes so, but he won't put a percentage on it. He feels that the Packers are still working out details with Aaron Rodgers to get a deal done. There is an offer on the table. He does not feel that the Packers will trade Aaron Rodgers away. Now, he said nothing is for sure. Nothing is 100% certain here. But just from what he hears, that's, where things stand as of right now. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. If you want to hit us up, do it. 877-867-1670. Let's go back to the phone calls. Talk to Carl. Carl, welcome to the program, The Bill Michaels Show. What's going on, man?
A little bit nervous because my words won't come out right.
Okay. That's okay.
But about the bunting, they got to coach him up on that. I mean, that's got to come up. It's got to come up from AA, AAA, and
it's a lost art. It's something that nobody thinks about, nobody pays attention to, and not many. I mean, I watch them work on it in spring training when we're down there, and they do it. I mean, guys bunt and drop it down, but you're doing it off of pitching coaches that are throwing batting practice, that type of thing.
Well, I get it. You got someone throwing 95 at you. But it's a little bit easier to deaden the ball with a bunt if you got somebody on base than to swing for the fence. I don't know. I just, that's my gut feeling. I don't call in on this kind of stuff, but I think the bunting is kind of important. If you can get one more runner at second base or third base, go for it.
Which is one of the things especially when you're in extra innings and you're talking about guys starting and you can't get a runner over from second to third and then drive him in with a sacrifice fly consistently. I mean, shame on you. Shame on you offensively as a team. Shame on you fundamentally as a team if you can't do that. I mean, at least every now and then, for God's sakes. I mean, I'm not expecting you to do it every night like clockwork, but holy mackerel, last night, not once, not twice, but, twice last night, you had 2 innings in which you couldn't move a runner. So I completely get it.
I'm kind of solid on bunting now and again, just to move them over, to get them in scoring position.
Yep.
And that, I didn't mean to take up your time. I
appreciate it, man. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it as always. Thanks. He drops off. You get on board 877-867-1670. By the way, the NFL puts out how they go through the scheduling formula for the NFL. Every team plays 17 games with 1 bye week, hosting 10 games, either 9 regular season games and 1 preseason game, or 8 regular season game and 2 preseason games. Home and away against its 3 division opponents. That's 6 games right there. The 4 teams from another division within its conference on a rotating 3-year cycle. 4 games right there. The 4 teams from a division in another conference on a rotating 4-year cycle. There's 4 games there. So you're up to 14. 2 intra-conference games based upon the prior year's standings. Now, these games match a first-place team against a first-place team in the 2 same conference divisions, the team not scheduled to play in that season. And then there's 1 inter-conference game based upon the prior year's standings on a rotating 4-year cycle, which means these games match a first-place team from one division against a first-place team in an opposite conference division that the team is not scheduled to play that season. So there you go. How are we looking? I know it gets a little complicated, but it is what it is. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. If you want to hit us up, feel free to go ahead and do so. Daniel writes in the email inbox, he says, the likelihood that Aaron Rodgers returns to the Green Bay Packers, I think, is based upon a gut feeling. He said, one day we're feeling as if Aaron Rodgers wants nothing to do with the organization. He's out the door. The next day, somebody will say something positive, and we all glom on to that. I feel that Aaron Rodgers will be back only for the fact that the franchise would be stupid to trade him away and let success walk out the door for the unknown. At this point, you do everything you can to bring him back into the fold and give him what he wants and make sure that you have somebody behind him in case Father Time catches him. He has to understand that. If he doesn't, he is way more petulant and way more of a baby and a diva than we ever expected. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that far off. I think it's more the media and those around him talking than Aaron himself. I would love to hear from Aaron at any point in time, but let's get this thing done and let's get on with the season. 877-867-1670. Thanks for the email. Appreciate it very much. Appreciate it very much. This is Dave listening to us in Pewaukee. Dave says, I love the live stream every day. I turn it on my phone while I'm out making deliveries. He said, I think you're right. Aaron Rodgers is half and half right now. Something needs to nudge him back in the direction of the Green Bay Packers. Do you think it's a guy like Bakhtiari? Again, let me, we're talking about a different world. So it's very difficult for you and I to comprehend what goes on. Okay. But let's just say you work for a company and let's say you're in sales. Okay. And you are the general sales manager. And then there's the owner. And then you have your top sales guy. And you're the top sales guy in that company. And the general manager kind of does his own thing. And you kind of state, hey, look, I'm your top sales guy. When you get into certain things, decisions to be made, let me know because I can either one, help or give you some guidance, or at least you can bounce some ideas off of me and I can tell you what can and can't be good or what will and won't work, or at least my perception of it. But instead he makes these decisions that continually just piss you off. And you're like, why wouldn't you ask us this? Why wouldn't you tell us this? Why wouldn't you talk about this? So you finally make the determination. You've got enough money and yet there's a no compete. And you can't go across the street and just walk out the door without them saying, yeah, go ahead and do it. So you're kind of stuck. So what do? Do you walk away and retire? Do you go someplace else further away? And if, say, somebody in that company, some other sales guy, some other buddy of yours said, hey, called and said, hey, why don't you just come back? Come back, put up with such and such as stuff, another year or two, then your non-compete's done. You can do what you want, Do you go back? Do you say, oh, you know what? You're right. I'll come back. Or do you say, you know what? Screw this guy. I've done this. And he's just overlooked me all the time. And I've just made up my mind. I'm just done. I just don't want to be here anymore. Sometimes it's kind of like a relationship. It doesn't matter how much your friends want you to stay with that particular person in a relationship because they know it's good for you or they know it's good for them too. But you're just done. You just kind of made your mind up. So sometimes time away will allow you to clear your head and you'll say, okay, let me think about this. Maybe you can do that. And sometimes the further you're away from the situation, the more you dwell on it, the more you think about it, and the angrier you get because of what you feel may have been done to you. So I think that's kind of where we're at. I don't know if it's going to be David Bakhtiari or Devontae Adams or AJ Hawk or James Jones or John Kuhn or anybody else in that locker room that's going to call Aaron Rodgers and go, you know what, just come on back. Just what are you doing? Just come on back. I don't know. I don't know what that tipping point will be. Or if these guys stay away and they just say, hey, Aaron, whatever you're going to do, you do. Don't worry about us. Go do what you got to do. Because Aaron would know that they have their own self-interest, right? Their interest is we want to win a championship and you give us the best opportunity to do so. Correct? So I don't know. I would like to think Bakhtiari is working behind the scenes. I would like to think that Matt LaFleur is working behind the scenes. I would like to think that Devontae Adams is, or Marquez Valdes-Scantling, or even Aaron Jones is calling him up going, hey, sir, in his way, sir, we really like you to come back. And sir, I would appreciate it if you did, sir. I'd love that. That'd be awesome. So we'll see. But just listening to Ian Rappaport and what he had to say a little bit earlier, we'll see. Kyle says, everybody walking back the BS that they spewed. Good on Rodgers for playing the media for fools. He will get his guarantees and all will be good in the world. What do you mean walking it back, Kyle? So you're blaming the media for this? The only person, and I know Adam Schefter's taken a lot of grief, but the guy's been doing it a long time. And as we've said before, time and again, he has the same agent as Aaron Rodgers. He needed to back off of the story. He had to, because we all know where it came from. And he can't look as if he's taking secrets within the office and spewing them publicly. Nobody's walking anything back. I love it when people blame the media when the media is only the messenger. Playing the media. So do you think he played John Kuhn for a fool? AJ Hawk for a fool? James Jones for a fool? These are guys that are his guys that have all talked to him. They've all talked to him. Nobody's saying, no, none of this is true. Nobody. That's what kind of makes my skin crawl when people say stuff like that. You can't be that stupid. I guess there are. Who the hell am I to say there can't be? 877-867-1670. Darren says no media blame here. Rodgers and the Packers are having issues. Just follow the trail. Right? I agree. It's what's not said that speaks the loudest. I've been saying that for a long time. Because if there was no problem, nothing going on, nothing to see here, then the Packers wouldn't have admitted it. The 49ers wouldn't have said that, yeah, we had conversations, we had some thoughts. The friends that are close to Rodgers would have said there's nothing to see here. I mean, there clearly is. We just don't know to what the depth is. But if all was copacetic and right with the world, then Aaron Rodgers would not have turned down the restructure. The Packers would not be flying to California. We would have probably had a restructure, a deal done by now. And the Packers would be 14, 15, 20 million under the salary cap. And Devontae Adams may be even signed by now. And there would have been a contract extension. Everything would have been done. But now we sit here on May 12th, waiting for June 1st, Tuesday, June 1st to roll around, when suddenly they start making cuts and you figure out what's actually out there. Eight 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. Give us a shout. I'm going to take a break. Come back. A lot more of the Bill Michaels Show. 3 more segments left on today's edition. Stay tuned. More right after this.
Got me stone cold.
This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Crisp red apples with fresh strawberries. Cider Boy Strawberry Magic Hard Cider.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
How we're looking. Bill Michaels Show continues on. Enjoying the day. Hey, the original at Treating Guys with Edie. That's our friends over there at the New Male Medical Center. Others have come along, but there's only one, and that's the original. The New Male, N-U-M-A-L-E, New Male Medical Center. The medical experts, they're helping guys with ED. They have got a 98% success rate. That is 98%. And when it comes to low energy, brain fog, sluggish, a little bit moody, you're up and down, you know, what the hell's going on with me? Could be low T. If you're over the age of 30, stop in. You can get your numbers checked. It takes maybe 10, 15 minutes tops. And they've got locations in Milwaukee and in Green Bay. And one phone number to call, 414-455-4451. That's 414-455-4451. Then there is the all-in-one weight loss program. And if you have put on the COVID weight and you're coming out of the winter and you think to yourself, man, we're not far from June. We're t-shirt weather, beach weather, camping outside weather, laying outside weather. Man, if you're smuggling inner tubes under your shirt and you don't have inner tubes, you just got a gut. You want to call them 414-455-4451 because it works. It does work. It really does. They give you the nutrition plan. They give you the guide for this whole thing. Call my friends at New Male Medical today, 414-455-4451. Again, 414-455-4451. Give them a shout. Give them a shout. Got a lot of people talking about all of this stuff regarding Ian Rappaport's interview that we just had a little while ago. Also, this is from Boston Dave, who says, hey, we know what it's like to lose our quarterback. Life goes on, but we know we're never going to be the same again. Cherish what you have while you have it. Try to do everything you can to hang on to Aaron Rodgers because we know what it's like when you lose the Hall of Famer. That's Boston Dave. Obviously a Patriots fan up in the Boston area. This is from Rudy Red. Rudy Red says, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be here, why is everybody trying to keep him here? Would that not be detrimental to the team? Do you think that his attitude would rub off if he does not want to play for the Green Bay Packers and they force him to do so? I don't think that would be great for the locker room. If Aaron Rodgers comes back, do you really think Aaron Rodgers is not in it to win it? As long as it's not undermining coaches and the authority in the locker room, Aaron Rodgers is coming back to win games. He knows. Look, if he comes back to play for the Packers, he knows his legacy is tied to the Packers. I mean, the one thing he would love to do, nothing more than anything, is come back and win a championship and say, "See, I told you so." You know? 877-867-1670. This is Chris, who lives down in Florida. He said, "I heard you mention the Jupiter Hammerheads. What were you talking about?" Andy Haynes. If I'm not mistaken, he managed the Jupiter Hammerheads. It's a minor league baseball team. I don't know if it's the Class A. I don't know what league that is. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I want to say Florida State League, but I don't know if that's right. But he managed the Jupiter Hammerheads. So that's what we were talking about. Hey, if you got a Jupiter Hammerhead hat, send it to me. I'll take it. 877-867-1670. Hit us up. This is from Jeff. It says, hope to see you out at Stoll's Old 109 soon. They just did a little renovation. Are you going to be riding out there this year? By the way, yes, I will. Jeff Stoley's Hog Alley, great place right off of 94 in Oconomowoc, out in that area. And Jeff's a great guy. Jeff and his wife Alicia, they just opened up last year, Stoll's Old 109, and that's another terrific bar. So they're really, really good bar owners and love those people. So yes, I'll be riding out there. He then goes on to say, I'll see you at the Memorial Ride over at Wisconsin Harley. Do you think that Aaron Rodgers comes back to the state to work this out prior to the start of the minicamp and the OTA? No, I don't. I don't know what look, the way things are done now, they can be done anywhere. I mean, he could be on a plane over the Andes Mountains and get a deal done the way technology is today. So I don't think he needs to be here for anything to be worked out. You'd like to see it worked out face to face and there'd be a hug and a smile and, okay, we got this. Let's all for one and one for all. But I don't need that to happen. You would more so like that to happen than anything. 877-867-1670. That's the phone number. Phone line's wide open, by the way. Wide open. Mark says, I have baseball hats from many minor league baseball teams, some of the coolest that are out there. Okay. I don't need the history of the minor leagues. It has no relevance right now. I'm sorry. I mean, I appreciate the email, but I don't want to go through every minor league team and every minor league hat that you have. I do like the fact, though, the Waterloo Bucks have a meaner looking buck than the Milwaukee Bucks do, but they use somewhat similar colors. The off blue and the gold. If you didn't know better, you could say it's a meaner looking Milwaukee Bucks logo. Look that up, the Waterloo Bucks. Waterloo Bucks. Jason says, can you see all three of these guys all oiled up in wrestling? Let the stronger man win. Mark Murphy, Brian Gutekunst, and Aaron Rodgers. I don't know where you conjure up that image, but no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see dudes oiled up wrestling for a contract. No, I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't need the visual. I can't unsee it. No, man, you need to get out and do something. Occupy the mind. A little bit better than that. Brian says Ian Rappaport would not put a percentage on it because it could go either way, but I like the way he thinks that it's more than likely Aaron Rodgers will end up will end up under center for the Packers. Let's go to Scott. Scott, welcome to the program. How you doing today, buddy? What's happening?
I'm doing good, Billy. Hey, just chiming in on the Rodgers fiasco. I agree. I think we have to do everything possible to re-sign this guy and, keep him happy if we can. You don't want to trade him. You're not ever going to get fair trade value. But, to let him sit for a year or two and get nothing in return, I don't see how that benefits us either. So if we were going to trade him, I'm kind of thinking that we should trade him to Denver, and I would take somebody like a Drew Lock and then maybe Jerry Jeudy. And I look at Drew Lock. He's a second-round draft pick. He's not super expensive. He's got a lot of physical attributes, and he's got some upside. So you're doubling your chance of getting a starting quarterback. Whether it's Jordan Love, great, or if it's Drew Lock, great. You've got LaFleur, let him work his magic, and I don't want to pay $15 or $20 million a year to have Teddy Bridgewater or David Carr or somebody like that. I mean, let's get a couple guys, double our chances. Our quarterback situation would be cheap, and hopefully one of those two would turn out. I would also try to get like that. I think the Broncos drafted that offensive lineman from Whitewater, in the second or third round. Toss him in there, and then get another couple of picks down the road. But I agree with you. I think you've said, I don't want 4 or 5, first rounders or down the road. Because there's no guarantee with anybody like that.
Right.
So.
No, I agree with that. Completely agree with that. Yeah. The thing about draft pick, I appreciate the phone call. Thanks so much. The thing about it is with draft picks, and I stated this last week, draft picks are peeing into the wind. Sometimes it's going to hit, sometimes it won't. And what you are giving up is a bona fide Hall of Famer. A bona fide Hall of Famer. And if you're just getting draft picks, you're giving up a Hall of Famer for unproven commodities. Suppose your general manager takes those draft choices and picks 10 Tony Mandriches. Then in essence, you traded away a Hall of Famer for not much. 10 Justin Harrells. If you're going to trade him away, you're going to trade him away for a bona fide starter or two, and then draft picks and future concerns. That's what you do. You're not going after just, hey, 2 first rounders and a third rounder and a full, no. I'm not doing that. I think it's foolish to do that. (877-867-1670), 877-867-1670. Give us a shout. Well, let's do this. We'll step away. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Got a lot more of the Bill Michaels Show coming up, and it's right after this.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 5 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 4 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Program, glad to have you. Bill Michaels Show, we continue on. The announcement coming out of Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin today, the Jockey International, a 145-year-old brand recognized for its premium underwear, has the Jockey Made in America 250 NASCAR Cup Series race. It's set for Road America on July 4th. Jockey Made in America 250 presented by Quick Trip is the official name of the event. It'll tease at Road America approximately 1:30 p.m. Central Time, and the race is going to be aired live on NBC. So there you go. July 4th, approximately 1:30 in the afternoon, it is going to fly, and it goes on and on. By the way, Jockey, a tremendous fit for Road America, said Mike Kircher. Get it? A tremendous fit? How about that? The race day is going to feature the NASCAR Cup, incredible wheel-to-wheel racing when the green flag drops. Jockey Made in America 250 presented by Quick Trip. The NASCAR Cup Series featuring the thrill door-to-door wheel racing and all that kind of good stuff. Also, it's going to be joined by the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Henry 180 on July 3rd. And the Trans Am Series, once again, is going to have the series, going to host a 100-mile race during that weekend as well. Tickets are available. Fans are welcome. Additional event details, tickets, all that kind of stuff, go to roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com. But as I had stated, I believe there is a big name that is coming to sing in the world of country.
An appraisal on purchase mortgages, home refinancing,
There you go.
employee relocation, estate planning, or general litigation,
Hello?
including divorce.
Oh, there we go. All of a sudden, Ebo chimes in, doing some work. 877-867-1670. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What is this? Okay, Justin, now you know things are really getting back to normal, right? For immediate release, how I got on this mailing list, I have no idea. Exotica, EXXX, Otica, is back. They're coming to Chicago July 16th through the 18th. Well, there you go. That alone is reason to believe that we're all back. It comes with, by the way, a very attractive logo. But Exotica, now I don't even know what this is. I would assume it's star announcements, stage and seminar schedules, enhanced safety protocols, and after-party locations. Celebrating the 10th anniversary, kicks off the 2021 schedule. What the hell is Exotica? Oh, boy. Okay. This is the world of adult, we'll say. I did not know that. How did I get on that list? Well, there you go. At least they're back. Well, that portion of the world is coming back. Oh, the world is just loosening right up, isn't it? Nice. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. Holy mackerel. Sometimes I can just burst out with stuff, and yeah, it's yeah. I can be somewhat naive. There you go. Speaking of the IndyCar racing and jockey, IndyCar racing coming to Road America as well. We want you there. We want you there. We want you there. Be a part of all of this. As the NTT IndyCar Series is also coming to Road America 2 weeks prior to the NASCAR event. What does that mean to you? You're asking. So it's the IndyCar NTT Series Rev Group Grand Prix presented by AMR. It takes to the legendary Road America track June 17th through the 20th. We're going to be there. We're going to be there for both of these events. But we're going to be there for this event because this is the first big event in Wisconsin that we can have a big tailgate party. That they're going to allow us to come in, tailgate party, have a lot of fun, and bring you. We wanted this to be kind of our launch for the new network, and we wanted you to be there. So what I want you to do to get registered to win this, absolutely free, go to thebillmichaels.com, billmichaels.com, and you can register right now. And we're going to set you up with race tickets. There's going to be camping. We're all going to be camping together, tailgating together. If you don't camp, that's fine. You can still come to the race and still tailgate with us. Okay? For you and five of your friends, which means we have 6 tickets per, you and 5 of your friends. And we're going to put this whole thing together. We're going to down some brats, going to down some beverages, compliments of our friends at Bud Light and our friends at Quick Trip supplying the brats, the buns, the condiments, everything that goes along with it. Our friends from Robert's Specialty Meats giving us the ribs on a stick. And then our friends at Cunis RV. Cunis RV, oh my God, they're so great people out there. They are the supplier of the brand new big unit cruiser. We got to get a UTV though for that weekend. We got to get a UTV for both weekends, as a matter of fact, so we can. We've got the ability to kind of take some of the guests back and forth and all that kind of stuff. So we'll track that down eventually. But it's going to be a good time. It's going to be awesome. The NTT IndyCar Series Rev Group Grand Prix presented by AMR June 17th through the 20th at Road America, and we want you to be there. For your chance to win and all the details, go right now to thebillmichaels.com. BillMichaels.com. That's Bill Michaels, MICHAELS, TheBillMichaels.com. Tickets, camping, tailgating with yours truly. Kristen's coming with me. Hell, we might even bring Elmo. If Elmo can hang out in the RV, then we're going to bring Elmo with us even. But all of that from our friends at Quick Trip, our friends at Kunes RV, KUNES, KunesRV.com, KunesRV.com, and our friends at Road America. And it's going to be an absolutely terrific time. Terrific time. What do we got here? Chris and Cindy say, I get text from that Exotica from Florida weekly. How'd you get on the list? I must have got onto some kind of a press release thing. This is from Jackson, who says, the Aaron Rodgers situation is completely frustrating, but the fact that the Brewers cannot score a run is even more frustrating. I think the Brewers have a really good pitching staff, only to fall short night in and night out because they cannot simply move runners over. I hate to pound on the same old wagon of bunt, 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 but I think they need to drop down a bunt and play some small ball. All guys are doing is standing up there, swinging as hard as they can, missing every other pitch, striking out, going back to the dugout. Not enough fans there to stand and boo them when they do. Maybe a little more humble pie and humility might help this team along. 877-867-1670. Scott said, I signed up for that VIP package the other day, hoping I win and hope Quick Trip has enough beer for all of us. Quick Trip and our friends at Bud Light are supplying the beverages. So we're going to have a good time. I know there's going to be a Bud Light on hand. There's going to be some Stella Artois on hand. There's going to be some Little Kings on hand, Little Kings Cream Ale. We used to call them Little Killers when I was a kid. They're like 7 ounces, or like that big, but they've got a high amount of alcohol content. And yeah, that'll knock your stuff in the dirt. I don't know what else. I think there's some MKE Brewing that we're bringing with us, some Outboard that's going to be with us. So we got numerous beverages that are coming with us for all of you. So there you go. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Final segment of the Bill Michaels Show. It's coming up. It's coming up next.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Yeah, he did. Making that wine. How we looking? Bill Michaels Show. We continue on. I want to say thanks to our friends at MKE Brewing, helping us with our on-site locations. MKE Brewing on North 9th Street, downtown Milwaukee, right next to the old Pabst Brewery. Stop in. They got a beautiful, if you're going to the Fiserv Forum for any games, beautiful rooftop patio. Stop in and check that out. Also, our friends at Curly's Waterfront Pub and Grill right there in Pewaukee, overlooking Pewaukee Lake. Cocktails, fresh-made food, bands, ticket giveaways, all of your favorite teams right then and there. And our friends at J&L Tire Service Center, featuring Goodyear, Dunlop, and Kelly Tires, but they're best known for their service and the wonderful deeds they do in the community. Lyle and his staff are just so great. Go to JandLtire.com. They're right off of 94 in Johnson Creek in Watertown, just north of 94. And it just awesome people. Awesome people. So if you're going to support anybody, man, support somebody who actually supports the community the way they do. That's our friends at J&L Tire Service. There you go. This is from, who's this from? It's from Andrew. Andrew says, hey, the Brewers have one legit hitter on the team, and he's on the injured list. The other guy who was being counted on is in AAA. What a dumpster fire this offense is. Not good right now. I will agree with that. Hopefully they bounce back against the Cardinals. I mean, the way it stands right now, where the Brewers are, we'll say, it's easier said than done, but you got to start winning series again. And getting back a little bit of the mojo that you had. Right now, things are just, for lack of a better term, they're just not good. Just not good. So tonight, for the Milwaukee Brewers, at least you got another opportunity, and you got Brandon Woodruff going to the hill. 2-1, that 1.73 ERA. You're going up, though, against John Gant, the righty. He's 2-3, but he's got a 2.15 ERA. He's been pitching extremely well. And Woodruff, we all know, look, he's among the National League leaders in many different things. Quality starts, he's tied for first. He's second in ERA. He's third in WHIP, third in hits per 9 innings pitched. He's fourth in batting average, eighth in strikeouts, ninth in strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. And it's just, think about this. The Brewers starters have already had 7 games this season in which they went into at least the 5th inning while allowing just 1 run. Think about that. That's how good they've been. Corbin Burns, by the way, he's back from the protocol, whatever that happens to be. The righty back on the hill tomorrow. And that is a YouTube game tomorrow, by the way. 12:40, and that's on YouTube tomorrow afternoon. Woodruff tonight making his 8th start of the season, his first one against the Cardinals. Woodruff last started last Thursday. That was at Philadelphia. Took a 2-0 loss. 2-0 loss. Gave up 1 run. Another one. 6 2/3. 1 run. 1 earned. 2 walks, 11 strikeouts. Gave up a solo shot. That was it on 103 pitches and took a loss. This team can't buy a hit, man. Can't buy a hit. Can't do it. Just it's depressing. It's depressing. Jackie Bradley Jr. hitting 175. Lorenzo Cain hitting 188. Garcia has been a godsend. Hitting 274 dingers, 18 RBIs, 3 stolen bases. But Billy McKinney right now, it's 207. You got Manny Pena at 158. Travis Shaw at 230, although Travis Shaw, at least last night, went 2 for 4. Maybe he's getting off the schneid a little bit. Tyrone Taylor, he's been hitting the hell out of the ball. Last night was over, but he's been hitting the hell out of the ball. Urias is hitting 202. Vogelbach is hitting 192. Colton Wong has been roping since he came back from injury. That guy's been roping big time. 25 games, 23 starts at second base, batting leadoff. He's got an 8-game hitting streak. Tied for the longest one for the team this season, which is kind of sad. Brewers got to get back to winning. Hopefully they can do so coming up tonight. 877-867-1670. Hit us up. This is from Jacob. Jacob says, first of all, the XXX event, my son used my email, and they send me stuff all the time. My wife gets a glimpse at it and thinks that I'm a porn freak, so yells at me. And we keep deleting the emails, but they keep on coming. The Brewers have to start getting some wins and have to start hitting the baseball. Otherwise, this team might as well start looking for trade options for Hader. We know they're not going to pay him, so you might as well go ahead and get something for him now. Maybe get a bat. But if you get the bat and you lose the back end of your bullpen, what good's it to you? You know, why don't you wait until you see if you get Yelich back, and Yelich then kind of becomes the guy that you were hoping for, and then maybe it goes from there. But I'm not trading just to trade. You know what I mean? But you're right. I mean, you're going to have to do something. You got to do something because offensively what they're doing right now is just they're not getting it done. And through the month of May, averaging 3.2 runs per game. 3.2 runs per game. The Milwaukee Brewers in the last 30 days batting as a team, 218. How about that? But it's even worse in the last couple of weeks. In the last couple of weeks, they're batting 212 with a 634 OPS. So the month of May has been ugly. Ugly for the Brewers. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. Just in the month of May, the Brewers are batting 212, 634 OPS, a total of 13 home runs. So they're relying on the home run and the long ball more than anything. But they have scored a whopping total of 39 home runs. 39 home runs in 13 games. Do the math. That is 3 runs a game. Think about that. 3 runs a game. That's what you're averaging in the month of May. It's terrible. It's terrible right now. So tomorrow we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the final release of the NFL schedule, which comes up tonight. We'll talk about the Brewers, Game 2 with the St. Louis Cardinals. Hopefully the Brewers are back to the winning ways. At least you got some good news. You know, I mean, you got a few things to look at in the sense that Corbin Burns is coming back, and you've got off of the bereavement list, Brent Suter is coming back. So you got Brent Suter back. You got Corbin Burns coming back tomorrow and pitching. So maybe things are going to start shaping up. You heard yesterday that Christian Yelich is now doing all baseball activity. Even though he hasn't swung a bat a whole lot, he's finally back to doing all baseball activity. They're going to take it really slow with him, but maybe that's a positive. So maybe you cross your fingers and things really begin to trend in the right direction for the Milwaukee Brewers. And they withstand all of this. You know, they withstand all of this. And in doing so, you got to figure with everything that's gone on and only averaging 3 runs per game throughout the month, the Brewers are only 3 games behind St. Louis at this point. Get a couple more wins, get it back to within a game, and move on from there. You're right back in the thick of things. The Cubs and the Reds sitting at 4.5 back, Pirates 6.5 back. Kind of what we figured, but the Brewers still have the ability to do so because their pitching is just that damn good. All right. This one went quick today. Don't forget, register for the Indy tailgate with yours truly. We're going to have a great time. Go to thebillmichaels.com. That's thebillmichaels.com.